Hello, I'm here. And look, on time, bar a second, pretty good. Pretty good for me. Obviously, no, you haven't lost me. You can still see me. And here is Enzo. What an intro that was.
Hello.
Hi, now
Happy
can
to.
everyone see us and everything? I think.
I think we
Just
got it.
double check, it should be all right. Hey, Tanya, Dee. Oh, gosh, who else is here? Oh, look, Enzo's in the chat.
And what is Enzo saying? I don't know.
Don't know. I don't know. I hope it's not anything about deep. What was it? Deep Earth, Middle Earth,
Well,
Middle Earth.
I'm actually broadcasting live from Agartha, the great city underground. As you can kind of see, there's a little lizard guy right there.
Oh, see, now it must have been. I did put in a good word for you when I was with the lizard people. I said, hey, this is his email. This is how you can get him, invite him on down. So I guess that's what they've done. Hey.
That's it. I'm getting the VIP treatment. They said they were going to have me for dinner.
Oh. Hey, Maisie Rose. Probably not paranormal. Welcome in. Cobalt Dragon. Hello. I saw your pussycats. She put a far out. Cobalt Dragon put out a little video of her trying to do her bookshelves with her cats interfering. So there you go. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Tanya, I said hello to Dee. I said, Foxfire, you made it. Foxfire said she'd make it if she could. And there you go. I think I've said hello to everybody for the minute. Oh, Michael's Adventures. Well, there we go. Cool. Hello. All right. So, yeah, just a little hangout with Enzo and myself. I invited a couple of other stragglers along, but, they're stragglers, so they might not come in and say hello. But it was actually, I invited Michael in from the Las Vegas thing, Michael from Sidekicks Paranormal. I think you might have seen him. I thought you and him would get on like a house on fire, to be honest. You're both quite funny. Hey, Kibba. Hey, Kibba. But yeah, as you know, I watched what you did on the live when I was down in Middle Earth.
You certainly did.
Oh my God. And I was trying to put it together, people. Hi Candy. I was trying to put this video, the one that's on about what was happening to me while I was investigating at the Washoe. And I thought, oh look, I won't watch it and then edit. I'll just watch it. And as you say something, I'll invent a picture in my mind and make a picture, right? Or an animation. I got 5 seconds in and I've started laughing already. You're quite the clown, Enzo. And the facial expressions, I had to stop. A few times I was laughing so hard I just couldn't keep going. So I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. So there you go. So if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, just go watch the video. I can't remember. Oh, that's right. The thing is run, don't walk from the Washoe Club. Yes, and watch Enzo struggle towards the end. Bless him.
Well, you did kind of leave me hanging there for a while. I was actually kind of proud of myself how I somehow psychically predicted that you were circling back, that you were going to be coming back very soon.
I know. It worked. But your faces, I think there one point there towards the end, you said this is taking a bit long or something like that. And you kind of looked around and went, anyway, because I was taking too long. But yeah, it was funny. And I just made, I still actually haven't gone through my footage at the Washoe Club because I'm not overly convinced I got anything. But I did make sure I put in that little toilet, the ghost going to the loo type thing because I thought that was funny. Hey, Catherine. So, yeah, but anyway, there you go. So what have you been up to this weekend, Enzo?
Not a lot. Was really curious how that was going to go. I didn't think you were going to make a video specifically about that. That was I was standing by to be embarrassed a little bit because I was just pulling stuff out of my backside.
Well, there you go. So that's where you hide it all.
You have your own personal copy now that you can cherish at home. Yeah, it was. I was just being silly, and I thought I'd be doing it for maybe 5 minutes. But
yeah, well, you held it together for 25 minutes, I think it was. Well, I didn't know what I actually assumed if the signal dropped that you'd go too. I didn't realize that when you're on a StreamYard, I didn't realize that you would stay there. So I actually thought, oh, well, if the signal, that's why I said, oh, look, I'll be back, keep an eye out. I had no idea you were left hanging. I just really didn't. I just thought, I'll take a chance. But when I got back to the computer, that's why I went, I'm here, because I saw, oh God, he's still on. Like, how did that happen?
I've been here the whole time.
Oh gosh, I did say hello, Catherine. I did say hello.
From the event, since you've watched it all now, obviously, doesn't my adventure sound way more fun than the one that you had?
It absolutely was way more fun. A lot more happened. Tanya says you should have your own comedy channel. Yeah, he should. He should.
I've got
no. Oh, I've got some news, Enzo, on the upcoming. You know how guys, or the regulars will know, and you're all regulars, so you know. I've been thinking about doing something in Virginia City next year. So I am going to. I've booked, so I can say this much. I have booked the Piper's Opera House, and I've got the dates and stuff. So we're getting there. And I booked some eye candy, who's already here. So Enzo will be there.
Oh, me.
And and of course my friend Janice opening, Taylor Hamby, who some of you may know. She manages Sutro Tunnel and the 4th Ward School. And Michael has agreed to come, Michael from Las Vegas from Paranormal Sidekicks. And I've got one other person who I won't mention yet, just to confirm that he's available. And I think that's enough, because otherwise the tickets will be like $1,000 each just to cover the cost of people coming. And we can't have that. I want this to be just a weekend of fun. So it's getting, little tippy toes getting there. I've got everything sorted out in my own little head. I just need to get confirmed for everybody who's coming, which I have bar this one person. And hopefully I'll know that this time tomorrow. And then I'll surprise you all and let you know who's coming and when it'll be and all that sort of thing. But I've got it all worked out. It sounds like a big bunch of fun. So there you go. Gives us a chance for anyone who comes along from here, like, because it's going to get, from what Janice tells me, it'll be advertised in the, like, for Virginia City, and like it's not just kind of the YouTube-y thing. So we'll see how we go, but fingers crossed it'll be good. So there you go. I went to Cielo Drive, Kibba. I went to Cielo Drive. That's my picture at the back. Enzo's not in Cielo Drive. I went there. Cielo Drive is in Los Angeles. It's the street that the Manson murders of Sharon Tate and her friends took place. But I went there. I had a friend took me there. And I took that picture to prove I was there. But there you go. There you go. Let me see. I'm just seeing if there's anybody in the chat that's asking questions. No one's asking, except for Kibba. Kibba did ask a question. Where's CLA Drive? So there you go. But yeah, so I'm working on going through the footage from the Washoe Club that I still haven't looked at. And the footage from Mackie Mansion I still haven't looked at. I'm still working on my big, long project on the Mackie Mansion, but that'll be ages. That's going to take me quite some time. I want to do it really, really well. Within my tiny little means, like my tiny little abilities, as you know. Oh, Tanya. Tanya, on the Facebook page, hang on. On the Facebook page, I think you might have read it, Enzo, I don't know. I said, what will I do, a rant or should I sing? And then Tanya said, I think a duet. And I said, okay, something like Islands in the Stream. And she's just said, where's your duet? Puppy's barking. I don't know if you can hear Puppy, but he's barking in the background.
You can hear him.
Yeah, he's a bastard. Sometimes I think, sticky tape your nose up, but then that's cruel. But I think actually someone's talking at the front door. I don't know. No one is talking at the front door. I've got security cameras. Let me double check. Yep, no one's at the front door. So there you go.
High security.
Catherine. Yeah, I've got. Just because I'm a single mum and girls live here, and at night time you never know. At least that way, No, it's not a new puppy, Kibba. I call it Puppy. He's hang on, I got him the year Stephen went. And he's 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. So he's 4 years old. Every time, if I knock like that, off he goes. He's really like, if someone's at the door, rings the doorbell, just like that. If one of my girls, when she comes home from work and opens the door to walk in, and he knows who it is, bloody idiot, but he's cute. So I'll give him that. That was my rant on a Chihuahua. So there you go. So, yeah, so I don't know. So what have you got planned for the weekend, Enzo? Are you on anybody's live this weekend?
Nope. It's pretty quiet this weekend. Everybody's hunkered down, getting their last minute shopping in and wrapping of presents and shoving them under the tree and all that. So not a lot for me. So I'm just hanging out, waiting for Christmas Day so I can eat the gigantic container of coconut shrimp that I bought the other day that I'm having for Christmas.
Coconut shrimp. Ooh.
Coconut
hey,
shrimp.
Betty.
Some crab cakes.
There you go. Crab cakes. Oh, that's one thing I didn't try when I was there, a crab cake. I saw them plenty of times and never had one. I guess it's just like a, do you know what you probably wouldn't know what a potato cake is. Here in in Australia, we slice up a big potato. So you slice it up thinly and then you coat it in batter and deep fry it. And that's called a potato cake. And you take it out and you put salt on it. Deep fried potato in batter.
You have me at deep fried.
Yeah, so it's just a potato. They're quite tasty, so long as they've got the right salt on them and the right kind of batter, and they're not burnt. Sometimes you can go to the fish and chip shop and you can ask for some potato cakes, and they burn. I can hear my daughter yelling at the dog.
Yeah, they're going at it back there.
So ignore that, guys. We'll just pretend there isn't a dog barking in the background. Thank God I'm down the other end of the house. He's up the top end of the house. I'm down the other end. That noise is carrying down the hallway. Yeah, little shit.
It's carrying on, man. That's pretty loud.
Did I tell you all I finally tried lobster, like real lobster, not pretend lobster? But I didn't like it. You can keep lobster.
Yeah.
Ugh. Too sweet. It was the one I tried, it was sort of sweet meat and you couldn't eat much of it. Like there was something weird about it.
It's
almost like
rich.
Your body says, rich. Almost like your body says, ooh, that's enough. So yeah, I know now I've tried it. I never have to do it again.
That's
like a lot of things we do in life.
I do think it is better. I think as well as that when it's mixed in with something else, when it's part of like a salad
like a
kind of a thing,
salad or something.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's much better, or like it maybe in a stew or something like that. But by itself, just smashing open the big cockroach shell there to pull it out, no, it's not that great.
Yep. Oh, hey, Tony, Anthony, I see you here. I hope you're happy today. But yeah, it's that time of the year too. I know, like I've had my Christmas, so far as I'm concerned. My son and his baby and his wife were here, and we did Christmas early because she's going to her mum's with the baby for Christmas dinner. So we did an early Christmas. That was nice, and I'm done. Now it's kind of like, oh crap, it's Monday. I'm going live on Monday. Thank God I am, because I'll be bored otherwise.
It'll be something to do.
It gives me something to do, even if nobody else comes along. I have invited a whole heap of people. When I say a whole heap, I mean like nearly everybody that I can think of that has bothered to say, oh, hey, keep in touch. We'll see how many of them show up just to say a quick hello. I wrote down and I said, hey, this is just, you don't have to. It's not come on and talk for hours. It's just pop in, say hey to the chat, wish them all a Merry Christmas, and then piss off, basically.
You didn't tell me that. You just said show up.
Yeah, no, that's different. You're my buddy. You're my friend. I've got to spend Christmas with you. And the chat, you know what I mean. But yeah, so there you go. Oh, God. I'm just reading the chat. You guys stop it, all right? Or I'll put you in timeout. And you know who I'm talking about now. Enough.
No scrapping in the chat.
It's just epic. The Real DJ Fruit Loops. Oh, I love that. The Real DJ Fruit Loops. That's a great name. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is having an awesome night or day. It is day for me. It's 11:15 in the morning. And for Enzo, what time is it for you, Enzo?
It is 7:16 p.m. Friday night.
See, nice and early. I could have, that works in well, I think, that time. It's a bit early for some, a bit late for others. Poor old Maisie, she never sleeps anyway. There she is. Hey, Maisie. Yeah, she never sleeps. She's just, I'm sure she does, but.
You said it was hot there, right? How hot is it?
Oh, today it's quite nice, but it's a bit sticky. It's going to be 28, which is around about 84, I think, your degrees.
Yeah,
the sun is shining. It's pretty, but it was wet last night, or at least I think it rained because the ground's all soggy. And so now that it's heating up, it's getting humid because it's drying up all the. So it's nice, but it's not nice, and it's a bit warm. So, and I mowed the lawn this morning. Did all my chores, and then I thought I'd better have a shower. And I was nearly late. Oh, who's your daughter, Julie? Not the Real DJ Fruit Loops. That sounds like a daughter's name. Oh, dear. I'm just checking. Yeah, you guys are just looking at, where's Betty? Oh, there she is. Yeah, she's asking. But, yeah, Anthony's saying he's got cold weather as well.
It's about
poor America. It's cold.
About 6 degrees where I'm at right now, and it's been raining off and on the last couple of days. We actually had thunderstorms last night for a little while.
I'm due for thunderstorms tomorrow, possibly tonight. And that's funny. Here in Australia, you either have a stinking hot, like, heat wave Christmas Day, where it's just dreadful and you want to hide inside, or it'll pee down with rain and there'll be thunderstorms. It's one or the other at Christmas here in Australia. It's never cold. It's just like one or the other. Either you can't go outside because it's raining, or you don't want to go outside because it's stinking hot. But there you go. Let me see. Where's Julie gone? I missed what Julie said. What did I miss, Julie? Oh, she just wanted to pop in. Okay, so that's all right. Bye, Julie, but she's probably already gone. Let me have a look. Have I missed anything else in chat? I don't think so. If I have, just repeat yourself. But yeah, I know that it's cold over there, and I was there, and six degrees, like your degrees, was nice. It was cold, and I needed my coat and stuff like that, but I could sleep. It was wonderful because I'm a warm sleeper. I get really hot when I sleep, and I kick off all the rugs. There, I didn't kick off any rugs. I was snuggled up. It was wonderful. Hey, Steve and Tina. Hello. Yeah, so, but anyway, so yeah, I've been doing a fair bit this week, just getting organised, trying to work out this thing that I want to do next year, and we'll see how it goes. Everything's tentative. So if something goes wrong and it just like, oh, shit, I'd have to charge that much, blah, 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 then I guess I can't do it, because most of it has to come sort of like, you know what I mean. But if I can't do it that way, but I just wanted everyone to have something fun and hopefully memorable, and maybe, yeah, see how we go.
Yeah, because there are some folks out there that are alone over the holidays, and I know that's all that used to be all the toughest time for me, because I would usually volunteer to be deployed out somewhere in the world over Christmas, because it's just me. I don't have any kids. I'm not married, so why make someone that is married or has kids take them away from them? It's like, I'll go over the holidays. It's not a big deal to me. Which now that it's like many years later, it's like, still alone. But it's okay. I'm fine with that. And but I've certainly had holidays like that where I remember one year I was fixing myself a big spread, big dinner, and putting a bunch of stuff in the oven for just me, and something came over me. It was like someone put a big, heavy, wet, like, comforter over my shoulders, and it's just this wave of depression where it was like, man, I'm all alone. This sucks. And it was about that time that a guy I like to watch on YouTube came on live on Christmas Day. He's like, "Hey, how are you guys doing?" Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you know what? I want to do that too, because because it kind of, you know, it brought me out of that weird doldrums thing that I found myself in.
Because it's kind of hard over Christmas time. Oh, I just want to shout out to Bernadette Lonefire. Hello, Bernadette. Hi, sweetheart. She's listening. She's lurking. But yeah, I'm not sure. Bernadette, let us know if you're going live today with Lewis, or hang on, what's today? Today's your Friday. Sorry, that will be your tomorrow, yes. I think. It's a Saturday. Let me know. And but Nerd Report. But Bernadette's on the Nerd Report daily with the wonderful little Brandon. He's a little cutie. But yeah, go check her out if you're bored tomorrow or whatever. It's a good channel. And there was someone else I missed, and then I was going to continue on with that conversation because it's a good one. Oh, was it just Bernadette I missed, or did I miss someone's question? I don't know. Tanya. Oh, yeah, Tanya. Tanya said she's coming to Australia next year. So wherever you're going, Tanya, let me know, and we'll have to catch up and have some dinner, or, I don't know, a couple of drinks. That I don't drink, but Enzo says he's going to teach me how to drink. So we'll see what happens there. Hey, Sam. Hi, Sam.
Some cowboy whiskey.
Our Georgia suburban homestead. Hello. I guess therefore being a Georgia suburban homestead, they're in Georgia. I would assume, as opposed to, you know, our LA suburban homestead. And Catherine, hello. Aussie Walks, hello. Oh, people are popping in all of a sudden. What's Aussie Walks got to say? Hi, Enzo. Hello, everyone in the chat. Just a quick drop by to say Merry Christmas to you all. Watching movie with my kids now. Well, no, that's good. Have fun watching the movie. And don't forget to drop in on Christmas Day if you're bored. For me, Christmas Eve Day, for America.
Your time. Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Day my time, Christmas Eve your time in America. But there you go. Yeah, good assumption. I know. I'm very clever, aren't I? All right. But, yeah, what Enzo Bernadette says they're going live tomorrow night on Nerd Report Daily. So tomorrow night, what time, Bernadette? What time? I think that you base it on LA time or whatever, like that side. But, yeah, keep your eye out because they talk about lots of stuff. Just it's fun. I like what they do. It's just a fun channel to watch, and I don't know. It's fun. I like it. Let me see. All right, that's that. So yes, what Enzo was discussing in regard to being pretty sad and feeling like you're alone and stuff. We've all been there, and if someone hasn't been there, then they're awfully lucky, because I've spent Christmases alone when I was younger. And, you know, there was family issues and all my other friends were busy with their family. But primarily my time was when I was a single mum, having the little girls, and it's Christmas time, and, you know, no one gives a rat's really, and you're struggling. Oh, God, I can't afford to buy them a present for Christmas. What am I going to tell them? And then I used to have to go to the Salvation Army and say, help, do you have anything I can wrap and put under the Christmas tree? And thankfully they did. Thankfully that's what they do here in Australia. I think you have the same sort of thing in America, toy runs and stuff. But
several things like that.
Yeah. LA time, 11 p.m. people for Nerd Report Daily. Okay. Thank you, Karen. Compliments get you everywhere. As Lewis would say. Yes, he's a good man, Lewis. So you know, when you
Sam from Arden Paranormal says she'll be on tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, and I might pop in to see her because I'll be probably awake. It depends. I think, it's daytime for me. Hang on. So what time is it there now, Sam? And that gives me an indication of what time I should remember to look at.
It's like 8:25 Eastern time right now, p.m. Right, so it'd be
about 7:30.
Hour and a half. Yeah.
7. Oh, hang on. So about 10 o'clock in the morning for me. I'll pop in for a little while, especially if it's going to be thunderstorms here. So I've got no excuse. There you go. Yeah, Salvation Army. do a good job with stuff like that. But yeah, you can get pretty depressed and you can think, shit, nobody gives a rat's pajamas about me. And you kind of feel like that because Christmas is supposed to be the time where families and friends get together and you celebrate, and then it's either a reminder that, hey, no one really cares, I haven't been invited anywhere, or like, it can be shitty. It can be, I'm only blowing numbers off the top of my head here, but I would dare to say it's probably a high rate at this time of the year, because people are reminded they're alone. Do you know what I mean? When they're not really, it's just that time of the year where people are just super busy. Stressed would be an understatement. And I think you don't.
Well, plus this year too, the economy is not so great no matter where you live.
Yeah.
So those presents are probably a little thinner this year than they have been in the past. So it's not the best year that we've had in the last several, for sure. But if you're lonely, if you're tired, you just want somewhere to hang out, Karen's going to be around. Check around, anywhere on YouTube. There's going to be someone that's going to be live speaking to you. And I highly encourage everyone to maybe check out somebody else's show if Karen and I aren't on Christmas Eve.
So far as I know, there's a whole heap of people going live for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I'm not sure what, like in England, I know that Beardo, and I'm not sure about Parpool, but I know Beardo was going to do something. So he'll be live and he'll probably have some people on to talk. So in between myself and Enzo and whoever else magically pops in to wish you all a Merry Christmas, so don't feel, because you're not alone at this. And when I say you're not alone, I don't mean empty room alone. I mean there's lots of people out there that are in the same position. It's not unusual to have no one to spend Christmas Day with. So what? If you've got a pet, pick them up, give them a bone or a piece of chicken and tune in and listen to us and say something in the chat, and we'll all have a bit of a giggle and a laugh and be merry. And that's the important thing, and get through until the next day. Do you have Boxing Day in America, the day after Christmas Day, or do you not
really?
Okay, because
we don't really do the Boxing Day.
Yeah, in Australia and England, I'm not sure about the rest of Europe, but in Australia we have Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, another public holiday. And it stems from, for those who are wondering, boxing, not, boof, boof, boof boxing, back in the 1800s or maybe the 17, I'll have to check the dates. But after Christmas Day, the rich families would have lots of food left over. And, of course, rich families don't eat, leftovers. So they would box it all up and it would be taken out and given to the poor. So that's where the Boxing Day comes from. I don't think we do that anymore. Now they just have Boxing Day sales and people go crazy in the shops. Let's see. And actually, I think, and Scotland, of course, Scotland does. But I think Canada will too, because they're part of the Commonwealth. So
yeah, Canada does it as well.
It's an English thing. Oh, my dress is falling apart. Look, it's coming apart.
No stripping on the air. You'll get us in trouble.
Yeah, no one wants to see this body with no clothes on.
Right. Some people don't mind that kind of thing. Go ahead.
Kipper says first Beardo, then Three Spiles Paranormal, then Parpool with Hope and Harmony. Last is Whacker. Oh, okay. So they'll probably. It might be a fun day for everyone to go slopping all around the internet and checking on different people. So there you go. What else was I going to say? What else am I going to talk about? I don't know. Nothing, I suppose. It's hot. I'm getting sweaty now again.
So since it's summertime down there, of course, for Christmas, like here, in the U.S., in the Northern Hemisphere, at least in the U.S., our Christmas Day thing is very similar food-wise to like how Thanksgiving is, which I know you got to partake in this year. Sometimes some people do a turkey both days. A lot of people do like a turkey on Thanksgiving and then like ham on Christmas Day. That's pretty common. if you have an Italian background, somewhere on the table, no matter what the main meal is, there's going to be a big plate of lasagna somewhere in there, of course. But that's from what was from my experience. But I was curious for down there. Do you guys like? Because if it was summertime during Christmas, I'd be barbecuing. I'd have a big steak out on the grill.
We do. You've got. I've done it both, like a different way. So some years, if it's going to be not a really hot day, I will cook up a roast or something the night before, slice all the meat up, and have it ready to warm. But we do roast potatoes, which I didn't see anyone do roast potatoes. So you get the potato, you parboil it so it's a bit soft. Then you put it into the pan, the juices of the meat that you just cooked, and you turn them over and you roast them until they're all crunchy on the outside. Vegetables, so meat, vegetables, gravy, that sort of thing. There's turkey in the shops now, so people do have turkey. But yeah, that sort of thing. And what else? But on a stinking hot day, like, a barbecue's a good thing, and a salad, and, sit outside. If it's too hot, sit inside with the aircon. But, the sprinkler on in the backyard that the kids can run under, and get some barbecue up, some steak or sausages or whatever the hell you want. And, Now, I've got a feeling, it's all right, I heard a noise. I thought I'm getting a delivery from the supermarket in about 5 minutes, so be fully prepared for the dogs to go. But yeah, Australia does things a bit differently. But I love the way Americans do Thanksgiving and Christmas, I guess, if they do the same thing.
It's pretty similar as far as like a giant spread of food. It's pretty simple, and usually you try and mix it up. Some people do different things. But some people, I know at my house as a kid, we'd have turkey both times. That was okay.
I've discovered that I thought I would like turkey leg or thigh, but I actually prefer the breast. So there you go. Whereas it's opposite with chicken. I like the chicken thigh and the breast, but yeah. Hey, Jason. Hey, Jason. Barbecue steak, no matter how hot or cold. I love steak. It's so expensive. Mind you, when I was in America, my friend Connie went down to Carson, and they came back that we were going to have steak for dinner. And she said, I'm going to cook steak. And they had the most massive T-bone steaks I've ever seen. You must have massive cows there, but it was a big T-bone steak. And he cooked it outside in the char grill or whatever. And I said, what? And it was delicious. And I thought, wow, yum. I thought that would have cost a fair bit because they got 3. No, like $7 or something. Like, I think it might have been actually maybe not $7. She said something like it was $7 a piece. Yes, all right, that was American money. But here, a big piece like that's close to $22 just for a piece of steak. Like, wow. So I don't eat much steak. I like it, but I don't eat it because it's too expensive. So yes, I like steak, but and Cheryl's going to just have a baked lunch with baked veggies, probably some baked potatoes. Anthony, you know what? I'm going to have to look up the Outback Steakhouse, because I don't think we've got them here. They're not. I didn't get a chance to go to one while I was in America, but I can pretty much say they're probably the only thing Australian about it is the name.
No, I think there used to be one in Sydney, I think, down amongst where all the touristy stuff is.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up because I've never been. And I did. Someone did tell me what they sort of have on the menu, and I said, "What? No pies? Like no meat pies?" No, nothing like that. Well, then it's not an Australian restaurant.
It's a steakhouse, and they're most known for their appetizer, which is the bloomin' onion, which is an onion that they slice up, batter dip it, and then fry the whole thing so that when it fries, it all kind of opens up. It kind of looks sort of like a dandelion. It's got like little petals that you can pull off.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, unless I've been in another dimension, that is not an Australian dish. Bernadette says she's going to have tamales. Is that how you say it? Tamales.
Oh, yeah,
Pazzoli. Pazzoli? Is that how you say it? Pazzoli. Ham. just a typical Mexican Christmas, and a lot of and plenty of drinks. Well, that's probably the most important part, Bernadette.
Don't make you a bad person. So,
yeah. I was nearly tempted, and I thought, no, I'll just have something sweet and nice to toast to everybody on Christmas. I don't want to get done for drinking alcoholic beverages and getting silly on my live stream. That would be crazy.
That's what live streams are for. Maybe you didn't see that footage of me talking about the inner earth.
Parasola says, yeah, definitely expensive, but once in a while we cook steak. Yeah, that's what I do. Once in a while you
gotta treat yourself, especially for the holiday.
I was telling my children the other day, when I was a little girl, and probably the same in America, I don't know, but when I was a little girl, most times meals were 3 vegetables and meat, like that was a basic meal. But we would eat lamb, like lamb chops, roast lamb, all that sort of thing, sausages, lamb. Nowadays, I can't even afford lamb, like
Really?
hugely expensive. The only thing I can really afford is chicken. And I feel sorry for the chickens because they must,
chicken is always a pretty basic staple of mine. Do they eat is it a regular thing, like eating emu down there?
No, who eats emu? Who told you that?
Actually, this was probably a dozen or more years ago.
You don't buy it in the supermarket. Let's put it that way. You could probably get it in some.
There were actual emu farms around the U.S. There was a big thing back. It was probably closer to 20 years ago. Now that I think of it, where they were trying to encourage people to start raising emus, and I was at the Kentucky State Fair years ago, and they had various like things at they have like one spot where all the eateries are. You got all these very strange food from all over the place there that they cook, and it included, there was a roast, and then there was some kind of other meat, but it was all emu, ostrich, and I thought it was kind of good. I liked it.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. As again, I could be a protected Australian citizen, but when I go to the supermarket, there's always kangaroo.
You even know what a blooming onion is, and it's from your country. Yeah. What do you know?
There's always kangaroo meat. I wouldn't say kangaroo is a popular dish here because it's also only a tiny little section. And even when you go to the butcher, tiny little section, it's mainly beef and pork and chicken here. Emu, I'm not saying it never happened. It probably bloody did, but not here. Like, it's not something you would go in to buy. And I would say it would be like a quail or something.
Right.
Maybe if I went to a fancy schmancy restaurant, they might serve emu on a bed of lettuce. I don't know, but emus are cute. You don't want to kill an emu. Same as kangaroos. I don't know. So that's why I can't eat kangaroo, because I find it hard to eat a lot of meat, actually, because sometimes I picture the animal and then I get really funny and feel sick in my tummy and I can't eat it, which is a bummer when I've just spent a lot of money on a piece of steak. I do love Mexican food, by the by. I'd love to come to America and maybe hang out with Bernadette, because if you're Mexican, then that means your Mexican food that you cook at home with your family and stuff is going to be genuine, yummy Mexican food. I love Mexican food. But my girls aren't keen. So if I make something home, and it won't be anything like what proper Mexican people eat. But I make.
Do you like spicy food?
Not too spicy, not hot, but mind you, I did get introduced to jalapenos, and I'd never had a jalapeno before. And
never.
No, and I did, and I rather like the jalapenos be hot, but I don't like it hot that it burns your mouth and you can't enjoy the food.
Yeah, there's a difference between spicy.
Yeah, sorry, spicy. Yes, I like spicy.
Spicy and flavorful. I like spicy food. But sometimes you get, because like for me, the jalapeno is the bottom rung for spicy. That's like the minimum spicy scale. There's other things that get much higher. When you start getting up into like Carolina Reaper territory, which is totally different pepper, that's one of those. It's like battery acid. It's just eating a hole in your face. So hot. That's not enjoyable. That's like a punishment. It's like one drop per like entire pot of chili kind of hot.
Gosh. What's that? I make hot pepper / fruit jelly with Scotch bonnet peppers. Holy cow. Is that to kill your guests? That'd burn your face off, wouldn't it? But some people can eat that stuff. Like I remember when my first husband, my boy's father, when he was in the Air Force, and we were living on the base, on the RAF base, and we had Indonesian soldiers that were training there as well, and we'd have a cook-up every Saturday. So the Indonesian boys would hang their meat because they were Muslim based. So they'd hang their meat to cook and do all the bits and bobs you got to do to be whatever that is, kosher, or I don't know what you call it. You know, hang your meat. I don't know. But anyway, they did all that Muslim stuff. And then we'd just have a barbecue. But we had one day, we're sitting there, and then I was pregnant with my first boy, with Alex, and we're sitting there at the barbecue, and I thought they were tiny little green peppers on a plate, like peppers.
No.
So the Indonesian boy said, "Oh, would you like some of our food?" And I said, yeah, thanks, I'll try that, because I had some different dishes. And I picked up, and before they could stop me, I picked up one of the little green peppers, and I went, and I took one bite, and they've gone, like this, and looked at me, and I went, what? And I've looked around, and everyone stopped and looked at me. Oh, my Lord. I was on fire. It was like, and all I did was when I bit, I went, bite, and started to chew. So it was too late. I couldn't even really spit it.
Yeah, you're committed.
I was on fire. So they're running, getting me cucumbers and bananas and milk, and but they all just sort of, oh my God. And that killed me for about half an hour. Struth. It was terrible. Nope. So yeah, no.
I ran into a similar thing. I was actually at a Chinese restaurant in what's the name of that city? In Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, capital city of Riyadh.
Yeah.
And was downtown, found a Chinese place to eat at, and delicious food. Everything was great. And it was all family style. So it was just like large platters in the middle, and you just kind of grabbed whatever you like.
Grab what you want.
And, it was all on like a big lazy Susan. So you could kind of like rotate it around to the platter you like and like pick what you want. Anyways, there was some spicy dish. I could see those little tiny peppers in there. I like a spicy food. I pop one in my mouth, just like what you did. Pop the whole thing in my mouth. As soon as I bit it, and the juice just squirted everywhere in my mouth, and I was like, I'm dead.
Yep.
And then the burn. It's like, wow, that's way too much. But it was still not that. Oddly enough, I've had worse, but that was just not what I was expecting from something so tiny like that.
I know, and that's what happened to me. So some foods, I will generally eat anything. The only thing I won't have is like mussels or what are they called? The things. The things. I'm
not a big clam guy.
However, I'm not a real. Yeah, I'm not a big seafood.
Scallops.
Scallops.
Scallops good.
Say scallops.
Scallops.
No.
Scallops.
Scallops. Because it's spelled with O. SCO. Yeah. I wonder, but Americans say scallops, but it's scallops. It's O, unless I'm wrong. Hang on.
I thought it was spelled with an A.
You're probably right. Hang on. Says me, big scallops.
Yeah. SCALLOPS. Scallops.
I spelt that way in America. Oh no, I'm confused. That's really confusing. There you go. So it might be because I can see, you're correct. I can see a recipe for scallops, and then I can see a definition in the vocab thing, and it's spelled two different ways. So one with an A.
Different ways for the same thing.
Huh. And one with an O. Well, there you go. So we're both right. So you can say scallops to the ones come. Yeah.
According to Google, are scallops and scallops the same things? Two different ways. Spelling scallop with an O seems to be reserved for scalloped shape edging. This is like a row of scallop shells, that little wave, like the edge of one scallop shell. it's impossible to distinguish. So apparently, scallop, SCO, refers to just the shape of the shell, versus scallop, SCA, is the actual shell, crustacean.
Well, there you go, everybody. You've learnt something here today, or I certainly have. I've learnt I was wrong. Things you need to know with Enzo. Good. Oysters, yeah, they're oysters. What else is supposed to be? What do you call them things to help you get in the mood? Aphrodisiac. Yeah. Oysters. Yeah. But that's a load of rubbish. The only thing that helps you get in the mood is wanting to be in the mood.
That's true.
or a new partner.
Yeah.
Oops, a daisy.
Getting rid of the old one, at least.
Yeah, get rid of the old one. Just get a new one traded in. When you're not happy, get a new one. I do not condone such activities. Dear. Oh, let's go a different way, Georgia. Yeah, that's right. I don't agree. I don't think it's right. I think no.
It's all those weird things, and it's always somewhere in Asia that it's an aphrodisiac. Yeah, the rhino horn or
tiger something.
Yeah, tiger
Beer
toenail
boil.
or whatever it is. The dorsal fin of a shark and stuff like that.
I mean, if you have that much trouble getting interested in activities, then there's something else wrong with you. It's not a physical thing. Like, it's either trade in the person you're with or there's something wrong. Go to the doctor.
Right. They make little blue pills now, fellas. You don't need to get all exotic and weird.
That's right. Hang on, Kibber's giving us a health update. On the 15th day of December, my podiatrist gave me a break from the vacuum and a pressure bandage until the 27th, when I'm probably back on the vacuum. That sucks. But you never know. You never know. See how it goes. At least he gave you a break over Christmas. Vacuum is like a dressing, in case you didn't know, Enzo. It's all, not probably a conversation you have while you're talking about food. Unless you're like me, an old nurse, in which case you can talk about poo while you're eating.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like, okay.
Whatever. Yeah, go ahead. What's that say? Parasolo, homestead. I think means they want to make another video soon, because right now, homestead has 666 videos. Bad number. Yeah. But 666, I read somewhere where that originated, and it was weird. Somewhere it can be, I don't know. I don't want to start talking about that, but there was something, and I remember thinking, I should look into that. It was kind of the way they came about that number and the fact that it derives from something else. And I thought, I must look into that. I'll have a look, but I don't care. 13 to me is a lucky number because I had 1 and 3, which is 4, and 4 is my lucky number, you see. So the Friday the 13th is a lucky day for me. So I think. Gosh. So has anyone got any little questions or anything like that about anything today at all?
Or Christmas traditions your family does, or anything like that you'd like to share?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, some people have some strange things.
Strange.
Yeah, they invite their family over. That's pretty weird.
Well, that's just weird. That is strange.
That's just so weird. Yeah, no, so for me, Christmas Day will be here on the computer talking to this lot. So there you go. And Enzo. So it'll be fun. And we'll see who else drops in. I've invited a ton. I've forgotten. I mean, I think I've invited everybody I can possibly think of, just to drop in and say hello. And if they're alone at Christmas, the ones I've asked to pop in, if they're alone at Christmas, then they're welcome to stay on and hang out. But it's more like a lot of people probably won't be, because some of them have got kids, some of them might be. Just pop in and say g'day. That's all. Just hello. Have a nice Christmas, and then people know that you're thinking about them and you appreciate people. That's how I see it. On the what? What's a great filter? Oh, that's me. Oh, hang on. Enzo. What? Yeah. What's a great filter?
The great filter is basically, there's an idea that all civilizations go through various transitions that allow them to proceed as a species, and they refer to that as a great filter. Whereas, like say for humanity, it's going to start off small. It's like, okay, once you develop fire, then that's going to allow you to progress to doing this, these things. And if you never make it past that filter point, you're never going to proceed as a species. That kind of thing. For us, I think the next thing would probably be, we've actually already been in it, is the development of nuclear weapons. Do we use it as a deterrent to the, hey, don't shoot me, I'll shoot you back, which is what we've been doing for the last 50, 60 years? Or do we use it to completely obliterate the species? That's what a great filter is. The next one would probably be AI is probably a good one, to see if we develop something that's going to be super helpful and all that, or is it going to be, Skynet, where it kills us all?
Well, my thoughts on that are we've come far too. The filter should have cut humans off long ago. I don't know what's wrong with it. Must have holes in that filter. I just sort of think to myself, humans, we are destroying. We basically kind of almost have destroyed the planet. Like it's really not in good shape. And people just get greedier.
It's certainly I think the biggest thing that we would have to deal with, that we can always do better as far as like pollution and things like that. I think the microplastics thing is a problem. It's the much bigger problem, I feel, than global warming and all that, which I won't go off on all that stuff.
I've only got about another 20, 25 years on the planet. I don't give a shit. except my children will still be here, so I probably should. Hey, Shape, thank you for dropping by. Shape's a lurker, people. He'll probably disappear in a minute, like magic.
Like for the problems that humanity faces with climate change, things like that. Climate has always changed. Is the Earth warmer now than it was 20 years ago? Yes. We've been in a warming train for the last 12,000 years since the end of the Ice Age. So all of the, fossil fuels, I know they're not really from fossils, but just, you know what I'm talking about when I say it. All of that, we should have been off, Enzo's point of view, we should have been off fossil fuels a long time ago and onto something different. But we don't have anything that can replace the pure compact energy of a gallon of gas.
Look at that. I think that compliments for you, Enzo.
Nerd! But you can, it's certainly, it's a, have we hit that point of no return? Not really. I don't think so. Too much carbon in the atmosphere, we're all going to die. Well, yeah, if you don't do anything about it. There's already people working right now on massive air filters that are pulling the carbon out of the atmosphere and capturing it and using it for other purposes, to make other things.
There's ways. There are ways.
Humanity, as far as those long coming type disasters, that gives us plenty of time to figure out a way around it. We'll be fine. Microplastics that are already showing up in the bottom of the ocean and inside fish and stuff, yeah, that's a problem.
It's not good. Hang on, I'm just double checking things. I've just got an email. I'm just checking. Yes, my delivery is on its way. Thank you very much. I'm keeping an eye on my emails because of the person who spoke with me and said they will check their calendar. Let's have a look. Nothing yet. It's all right. I'm keeping a good eye on the emails. I'm looking forward to it. If this person comes, then I'll be super wrapped, and everyone will have a good time for sure. I mean, you're coming too, but you know what I mean. It'll give people. I think they should be just excited that it's you, myself, Enzo, and myself, and Janice, and I think that should be exciting. It's not enough for a weekend, but why not make it as exciting as you can, is what I say.
Tanya somehow she says, I imagine Enzo is building a UFO in his garage. How did she know that I've got
Oh, how did you know that, Tanya?
it's supposed to be a secret.
Who's helping you with it? Is Lazar there at
Fire
all?
that guy. It's one of the clones.
That looks like Lazar, though. You can't. I'd love to have dinner with him. Wouldn't you like to have dinner with Bob Lazar?
I kind of would. Because I kind of go back and forth on Lazar's story on whether it's true, whether it's not true. There's certainly a lot of questions about his background and his education and things like that. But back in the day when this all occurred, mid 90s and earlier, you could make somebody kind of be erased like that.
Yeah, you could. And that
I would think somebody that was like a schoolmate or a lab partner or something like that for during his college years was like, oh yeah, I remember him. He was the quiet guy that didn't say much or something like that. But nobody's come forward for that. Or maybe just nobody wants to get mixed into that hassle, which I could understand.
I was just going to say, because it is a hassle. He still is hassled to this day, etc. And he has people who go, "Oh, he's full of shit." With what came out at the hearing thing, it's interesting to me that a lot of what was said and described is exactly what Bob said back in the 80s when he came forward and said
word for word a lot of some
almost
of the things.
Yeah. So it makes sense. I mean, I'm still not. I don't know. I'm not convinced here or there on aliens. I want them to be real. I absolutely do. But my question is not so much are they real, because they probably are, but what are they? Where do they come from? Are they actually from outer space, or are they actually a product of the future? That somehow, some way, in the future, we
dimension, all that. There's a million different possibilities.
There's million possibilities. So something mental is going on, something weird for sure. And then yes, you have the ones that need to be put in straitjackets and locked up because they're seeing things. But on the whole, what Bob Lazar had to say was really interesting, and he's super clever. Like, he's not an idiot. Like, he's, I mean, you wouldn't be asking. I don't know. I'd love to have dinner with him. Him and except he's dead now. Hawkins,
Stephen Hawking.
Oh, that would have actually. I think what was it? An episode of Star Trek where Data is playing cards with Stephen.
Stephen Hawking. There was a couple other people there. It's like Isaac Newton,
yeah, like that was a really. I thought, oh, wouldn't that be brilliant? Yeah, I did go to dinner when I was in Virginia City with Taylor Hamby. It was a birthday party for her partner, and it was a whole heap of people at the party that were artistic, knowledgeable in certain areas, like different things. And it was like I sat there quietly and just listened to the very intellectual conversation that was taking place. And I thought, oh, isn't this delightful? Like, no one was pissed and going, rah, rah, rah. It was all very cerebral. And I'm like, oh, so this is what artists talk about when they're in a group. But yeah, it was fun.
Were you on Sunny's show that time that we had Jim Goodall on?
Yes. Yeah, he let me on.
He's a good personal friend of Bob Lazar. He talks to him quite often.
I know.
So that's your in.
That's my in. Oh, well, I better contact John. I did invite him for dinner next time I was in Virginia City, but I forgot. I'm not very good. I had so much going on. Oh, Bob Lazar. Oh, I don't know. I think Bob Lazar's a nice person. If I said to him, please, before I die, can I have, take you out for a cup of coffee or something and just let you talk and tell me stories of things that, I won't tell anyone, I promise. I just want to listen. Because that's what I said to the fellow in Virginia City. I think I told you all the last time that I met somebody who's supposed to be connected to the old mafia back in the day. And I fangirled. I was like, and I said, oh, please, when I come back to Virginia City, I'll come and I'll grab you and your wife and I'll take you out for dinner and you can just talk. I just want to be immersed into a time zone before this one. I just want to listen to you tell me stories about what you did and who you talked to, and that's what I mean. That's I just like to, sometimes I actually do shut up. I like to listen. But
what?
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. You don't see it. It is hard, but sometimes you just, like, it's a one in a lifetime chance to meet somebody that has, although they're older and stuff, they've lived through a time period that A, I was only a baby in, or B, I wasn't even born yet, and I can listen to them tell me their stories. And, you know, I think I got that from when I was nursing in aged care, because oftentimes I'd sit down with gentlemen and speak to them, and they'd often be soldiers who were in, they're all gone now, but when I was younger, you know, World War One and World War Two veterans, and some of them did not want to talk about it because it was still at that late age very harrowing, but others would talk about it. And, you know, for me, that was an honour for them to tell me about that, because I know, having had a grandpa who served, that it can be a traumatic thing that you don't necessarily want to relive or talk about because it's so traumatic. But I'm glad they did, and it gives me a deeper appreciation of what they went through back in the day. So I think that's where I learned to talk to older people and listen to them, because otherwise you lose all that history, and we get to a point where people kind of are now, where they don't really care about the history. They don't care what grandpa did. What? Grandpa was in the war and he saved 1 million men. What? Huh? Who cares? What's for dinner? Can I order a pizza? Like, it's really to that point where humans need to be reminded to be respectful of their past.
Well,
there and the paranoid.
Right. When kids are very young, like when they're still in like high school and stuff like that, I kind of get it, because you live in this really tiny world that you don't really understand what's outside of it. You're still growing.
Yeah.
You know, even as when you graduate high school and move on to college or move out into the workforce or whatever it is, there's still a lot of growing you have to do. So you don't really have that perspective of kind of outside of your friends, which are all your same age and still just as dumb as you are, and your immediate family that is at home. And that's kind of it. So when they start going out in the world, interacting to outside of that very tiny circle, that's when they start to realize things about the world are much bigger than they are, and things like that. So I get it. Like, there was a friend of mine, his son is in high school, and I said something, I made some kind of movie reference or something like that was of an older movie from the 70s, and they didn't get it. And he was like, geez, how old are you? And I just looked at him and was like, I'm older than the internet. And he was like, what? He couldn't conceive of there being a time before the internet.
I know. And I saw, like, I even remember when I was just in my 30s, or actually late 20s, being at a hairdresser and mentioning something. I think I've told you this story before. I was at the hairdresser, and a song came on the radio, and it was Ricky Nelson's kids, the twins. He had twins. Ricky Nelson, the singer, had twin boys who had brought out a record themselves. They had long blonde hair. It was before Ricky Nelson. No, it was after Ricky Nelson died. Ricky Nelson was from that TV show in the 50s of something. I don't know. He was a heartthrob back in the day. Anyway, I'm sitting there and that song come on. And the girl doing my hair was only young, and she goes, oh, they're so cute. And I said, they look like girls. Like, there's two pretty, like a real pretty face and this really long blonde hair. I said, they look like girls. I said, they're nowhere near as good looking as what their dad is or was. And she looks at me and she goes, who's their dad? And I said, Ricky Nelson. And she goes, oh, what's the other one? I've gone blank. The one that with the long hair and sings country music and smokes weed.
Willie Nelson?
Willie Nelson, yeah. She goes, ew. She goes, ew. He's got long hair and he's disgusting. And I looked at her and I said, not Willie Nelson. I said, Ricky Nelson, Ricky Nelson. I said, and of course it was before computers. So it's not like I had a phone. I could look up a picture. I said, he's a good looking dude. I said, you know, you'll have to find pictures of him yourself. I said, you know, you'll be right. I said, the boys often talk about their dad anyway. But I remember in that moment feeling really, really old, that I knew who Ricky Nelson was, even though he was kind of a thing while I was tiny. And even people, young kids nowadays who don't know who the Beatles were. I'm like, oh, Jesus, really? Who? Like, makes you really feel it. But you see, they're forgetting history, because if it wasn't for some of these artists, Elvis included, and a lot of the black musicians at the time as well, especially more so them, because that's where Elvis got a lot of his ideas from, they need to remember where music comes from, as in, like, you know, modern day music. History is important.
The same kid I was talking about earlier, this was many months ago, he was talking about I made another reference to an old Twilight Zone, which of course he didn't get. And I was like, yeah, it's an old show. The host was Rod Serling. It was in black and white. He's like, I haven't seen it. I don't watch black and white shows.
Just stops at black and white.
What? I was like, right, put this in your phone, Twilight Zone, old episodes, just check them out. You're gonna love it, because they're some of those are timeless. And he's a big fan now. He loves it.
When my girls were little, because I love Superman, right? The original Superman with George Reeves. And I had the episodes on DVD. So I said to my daughter, I said, do you want to watch one with me? And she was only, I want to say 10 maybe. And she goes, oh, all right. Anyway, I put the CD in, or the DVD in, and it started, and we watched a couple of episodes together, and then I got up to do some cooking. And she was she goes, oh, but it's black and white. I said, yeah, it starts out black and white. I said, you'll like it. It does go to colour eventually. And she's like, anyway, she loved it. She watched them and watched them and watched them. And when you watch it, it's the way they used to tell the stories back then. It was much different to today. And I just sort of think, yeah, you know, it is what it is. Yes, me too, Kibba. So many kids, even my own, don't know how to read the clock with the hands on it. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, my kids can read the digital, not a problem. I've got two. Look, it could be learning difficulties because of their disabilities. But yeah, bloody hell, like what? I know two really struggled hard trying to learn it in school, but some don't even bother now. Some have to look at the digital to know what time it is. It's weird. My daddy used to exercise Stephanie. Who's Stephanie Edwards? Hang on. Lois Lane? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who that is either. Do explain, Kipper. Do explain. Grey's Anatomy. Hey, Grey's Anatomy, my favourite episode is the one with Danny Duquette in it. And if you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, Georgia Suburban Homestead, you know which one I'm talking about. Danny Duquette. He's the actor that was in Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. I haven't watched The Walking Dead either, by the way. Never seen an episode, but I've seen clips. He also used to play. The boy's dad in Supernatural. And but he's in The Walking Dead. He walks around with a baseball bat with barbed wire wrapped around it. And he was in a movie, P.S. I Love You, where he plays an Irishman. But there's a movie. Yeah. Oh, it's a season 8, episode 1. Thank you. Season 8, episode 1. That makes me cry like a baby. He's in a few episodes, and then spoiler alert, he dies. But it's like, you're just like, no. Yeah, I love House. House was one of my favourite shows. I love
Jeffrey
it.
Dean Morgan is
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah,
I
Jeffrey
had to
Dean.
look it up. I didn't do that. So.
But there you go. So there you are. All right. Well, you go and enjoy that. I'm probably only going to stay on for about another 20 minutes. I'll probably hop off at 12:30 my time, so that I can enjoy the nice weather and go and take some head. I've got a bit of a headache. I don't know if it's maybe I haven't drank enough water. Yeah. Don't know why I didn't sleep
I had
well.
one the other day, and I don't know why. For whatever reason, I had a headache, and my right shoulder was like killing me, like someone had tried to pull my arm out of socket. I don't know what I did, but I felt awful. I'm okay now. Strange.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You can do so. I've been. It's funny. While my son was here, I slept on the sofa because I can and I don't mind. It's a comfortable sofa. Didn't wake up once with a sore back or sore neck or anything. Last night, because they left yesterday, so last night was back in. I give up my room, I let them have that. It's got an ensuite and stuff. And last night I slept in my bed and wake up this morning with a sore neck. And it's a brand new mattress. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I can sleep on the couch, on the sofa, no problem. But yeah, I don't know. It's 32 where you are. Yeah, I haven't checked here. It's probably getting up there now. It was supposed to be 28 or something here today, but it normally gets hotter than they tell you it is going to. I've got mail. Oh, I'll check if it's an email from that person. I get excited about things. I'm a very impatient person. If I want something, I want it yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yep.
YouTube, that's me. No. I'll just check my spam. No. All right. I'm going to try to be patient. I'm just going to check my other. Yep. No. It's all right. After all, I do know the person was on radio until I think, I don't know, 5 o'clock or something of American time. So I'll give him a break just because I answer things straight away. Doesn't mean other people have. I don't know. It's part of my personality, which isn't really a good thing because I am not patient. Absolutely not patient whatsoever. If I want an answer to something.
That's why I answered you right away when you asked me last night, hey, do you want to do this thing on Friday? It's like, yes, sure, I'll be there. Regular time?
See? Yeah,
it was 3 a.m. my time when you said that.
Oh dear.
Totally unfazed by what I just said.
No, it's all right. I just saw a message. So I don't know. So if I send someone a question and I ask them something and they see my question and they say, yep, I'll get back to you. Like I'm expecting get back to you is like, okay, I'll get back to you soon. Not a few days, not a week, not.
Yeah, days is a problem.
Days is a problem. Hours I can put up with, even the next day. But when it works into a second or third day, then I just assume either A, you don't want to answer me, B, you're not interested in what I'm asking you about, or C, you're not reliable. And I get that from when I do my job as a manager, like managing. If I don't get answers straight away, the walls crumble down for people. So I need an answer yesterday. Like, can you do X, Y, and Z? Can you do such and such? Can you supply such and such? Can you blah, blah, blah. If I'm told, yeah, I'll get back to you, I'm like, cool. And what time will that be? Like, I'm a shocker. So I'm not patient. Not at all. Except for you, with you, Enzo. That's different. Yeah.
I have a calming effect on people.
You do, yeah. I get quite stressed when people, and then you feel a bit let down too. Like you think, oh God, really? The question I asked, was it that hard? Like just say no, thank you, or sure, I can do that, or hey, I will get back to you tomorrow at such and such a time. That's all. But then that's just because I'm generally an organised person. Generally.
I am not. I am Mr. Random. It's like, all right, we're going to do this now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not someone who can sort of, I try to sometimes relax a little bit and be a little less planned. Like, for example, this thing I'm planning in Virginia City, I want it planned and finalised yesterday. Like, that's what I'm like. So I've already got everything in the works. I just need to go, yep, good. That's who's going to be there. Great. Now I'll get whatever I need to for advertising done up. Great. Now I'll confirm with X, Y, and Z that, yes, I will want their services on that day. That's fantastic. Yes, I'll get onto those people just to confirm that those discounts they said they'd give will apply. I'm done. It'll take me, once I get the okay for the person that said they will or they won't, boom, I should be done and up and rolling within a few days to let people know. But that's because I'm an organised person. Someone said to me yesterday, oh, you know, that's a big thing you're taking on. And I said, actually, it's not. Not if you're an organised person. It's not. You've got to organise and you've got to make phone calls, but it's actually quite easy to put together. The hard part is making it all come together with the different people involved. That's the hard bit. But, yeah. Maisie Rose. Karen, do you remember the family court bomber? I watched a documentary on him today. That's a vague one. It's vaguely familiar. Was that the fellow who went there because they were going to take his children from him or stop him from seeing his children or something? He didn't like the outcome of a court case and he went in there. Is that the one I'm thinking of? But there you go. What did Tanya say? Maisie Rose for raising your hands to ask a question. I only just
earlier.
Yeah, I really only just noticed that, Maisie. Now I've gone back to look. Oh, you are too. Yes, it is good to put your hand up and ask a question. Yes, Enzo.
Just checking. Just making sure the system works.
It works. See, that's a good way to stop me from talking. The hand goes up. Once I get onto one of my little rants off a trot. Oh, gosh. I don't think I'll ever change that, unfortunately. I've had people tell me before, shh, and I go, no. Oh, finish.
Those little video things I thought seriously about that one video you had where the times that you got shushed. I thought about doing a shh when I wanted to say something. I was like, no, I can't do that.
No, I have to say that really. Look, you know, I don't think any actual malice or harm was meant by it or whatever, but yeah, telling me to shush is not really. Don't tell me to shush. But that's I just got really.
You got a leak?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, I would think if you hear something and it's like, hang on, shh, and put your hand, because I recognise a hand signal, like, then I'll be quiet. But shh, fuck off. No matter who says it to me, don't. But I did put up with it. I thought I'll put up with it. Anthony, what's Anthony saying? Cuddy. Who was Cuddy again? That name sounds familiar. That's out of Grey's Anatomy, I think, or something. Someone's mentioned a character from a show. It's okay. And Maisie has a sexy voice to boot. Maisie's got a beautiful Scottish / Irish. Ha! Not really, Maisie. I'm just joking. Maisie was saying people think she's Irish. She's not. She's as Scottish as they come. Yeah, she's got a nice accent. But yeah, no, I don't like telling people to be quiet, and I do talk. I was on a live once with Heather from Come Hither with Heather, and she's like, oh, get to the point, because when I tell a story, it takes me a while. Get to the point. I'm like, oh, no, that's making me laugh. She's funny. I actually love Heather. She's good value. Oh, Bay Area Ghost, hello. I hope you're feeling better. Yes, Nightbot says hello to you. He's been a little unwell, my friend, so I hope he's feeling better. We're not allowed to be sick over Christmas. It's just not allowed, I don't think. And the New Year's coming. I'll be 61 this birthday.
Ooh, congratulations.
Everything hurts.
Really?
Yeah, I was getting off the ground. I was playing with my grandbaby and I was on the ground and we were throwing balls around and stuff. And I went to get up and I'm like, oh, I thought, oh my God, it hurts. I had cramp in my leg, and I'm like, oh my God, I used to be able to just jump up once. So I'll have to work on it.
It's still some of that Thanksgiving left over. You got to work that
Oh,
out.
I think there's a lot of American food left over. I've been really good. I haven't, like today, for example, it's almost lunchtime. Oh, well, it is lunchtime. It's almost 12:30. This morning, I had a cup of coffee and a banana, and I'm not hungry. But if I had been in the States by now, I'd be eating lunch by now. Probably
You
at the
know, you
palace.
don't have to eat all that food. You don't have to order all
No,
that food.
but it's very hard when someone. I was great. I wasn't really hungry sometimes, and then Connie would say, "So what are we doing for lunch?" And I'd look and I'd think, "Oh, well, what do you want to do? Oh, do you like tacos? Oh, do you like this? Do you like that?" And I'd go, "Well, yeah." And then she'd go, "Oh, they make the best this or they make the best that." And you'd go, "Oh." And then you go along and you'd think, "No, I'm just going to order something little." But then you'd see the menu. So she took me to Applebee's, for example, one day. And I thought, I'm just going to get something small because, maybe just a soup and a bread or whatever. But then I'm sitting there and you look at it and they've got ribs with mac and cheese and all that. And I'm like, and I'm like, stuff it. So there you go.
It's always tough when you go to a place that's like that's a chain restaurant, but you go to a town and they're known for like this one couple, like two, maybe three restaurants that have like a specialty item. It's like, oh, I gotta have that. Oh, I gotta have that. And you're like, I got a couple inches left at the top of myself. Okay, we can go there for lunch.
You've got to wear is it an episode of Friends where Joey comes in wearing his Thanksgiving pants with the elastic? You've got to wear those. Give me a subject, Daniel, and I'll see what I can pull out of my hat for the next few minutes. He wants to know if there's any. I don't have any paranormal mysteries that I can think of at the minute. Do you, Enzo? I can't think of any. But give me a subject.
Lot.
There's a lot of mysteries.
Kind of an infinite amount, nearly. So.
Yeah. Just pick a subject and let's see if I know anything. And it'll probably be something I don't know.
Building the adventure van, so I can go and look into these things myself.
Yeah, because there could be something. Like my dress is still breaking.
You're going to be naked by the end of the show.
No. Like I said, nobody wants to see that. Yeah. They must still be Kibber and I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there's a chat within the chat. So there you go. But yeah, so I've got, as I said before, Daniel, since you got in a bit late, I'm working on looking through my footage from Mackie, the one where I actually did my solo investigation, and looking through the footage from the Wash Show. I don't know if I'll bother making an episode for either because I really don't think I didn't notice anything, but that doesn't mean nothing happened. But I can't be bothered. Although I was there, I don't know. What do you think, Enzo? Although I was there and I investigated, unless there's something that I hear or see, I could probably put together the little, the fact that I walked through, I could probably put together a little tiny, hey, this is me walking through. This is what that room is. That's what that is. And just so people know.
Part of investigating any kind of supernatural thing, whether it be UFOs or cryptids or ghosts or anything like that, is part of the reason why they're so difficult to analyze and explain is because they're not consistent. So you can have people that go into the same haunted place in wherever it is and not see a damn thing the entire, night that they're there, or whatever many hours they're there. The same thing for, Bigfoot investigators, the same thing with UFOs. There might have been a report of sightings in this area for that, and they can go there as quickly as possible, and maybe they can still catch something. But if you don't see it, you can't really say it doesn't exist. It's just that you didn't see anything, plain and simple. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Certainly, others have seen something. You just missed it. That's like going to some boardwalk on the ocean and saying, I've heard about these things called whales, and I spent all day looking out at the ocean and I never saw one. They must not exist. Now, there certainly are places at various times of year where you will see them migrating past, but you just happen to not be during that time, or
Yeah.
they don't exist. It's not a either or. It's not any of those things. It's with the number of people, like especially like in your area, there's been a lot of people that have reported a lot of different things. So there must be something to it. I'm sure not every single person there is just kooky or wants to make a name for themselves or is doing it just for fun, which does exist.
Yep.
But there's got to be something to it over, the generations that have gone by now that have reported something there. So to just go there one time and rule it out, it's like, there's nothing there.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's why probably not paranormal, just basically said absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, and that's absolutely correct. But it's disappointing when you do go to a place that's supposed to be highly active and not a thing happens. It's like, well, what am I? Do I smell like? But Daniel was saying, what about the Philip experiments? Do you know what they are, don't you, Enzo? The Phillips the one where they got I could be a bit off on it, but where they get a group of people together, feed them a false narrative of a spirit in a place, and tell them to investigate it and see what they come up with, basically.
That is?
Yeah, I think so. Philadelphia. He's not talking about the Philadelphia experiment.
That's what I went to immediately. Was the Philadelphia
mind you, experiment. I'd love to. Like they say that was actually a thing, but there you go. I don't know. I still don't know. No,
there's parts of that story that I could sort of see, and then there's other parts where it's like, I don't think this ship actually teleported to a thing. I think there may have been some type of experiment, some kind of like an early cloaking type experiment, or
and people have just
something like that.
Mm.
And I imagine people got hurt. I don't know if they were necessarily like phased into the metal, embedded into the decking of the ship. I don't know if that actually happened, but because that same ship went on to
they still used it, didn't they? Later, there was
it was still. I can't remember the name of the ship now, but actually the Greece Navy actually bought it when the United States decommissioned and used it for many, many years until finally I think they scuttled it to make a new reef someplace. The Eldridge, the USS Eldridge was what it was called.
Eldridge, that was it. Yeah, Kibbers just said the Philadelphia Experiment movie is on DVD. The movie absolutely full of shit because it's not really anything, but that was a good movie. I liked the actors in it. That was a fun movie to watch.
Michael Pare back in the day.
Yeah, he was good looking. I loved him in Eddie and the Cruisers.
That's his famous film.
Oh, I love Eddie and the Cruisers. And there was another one he was in, Streets of Fire. He was in Streets of Fire, which I loved, and Eddie and the Cruisers. Handsome, handsome man. He came out to Australia once to make a little movie here. Wonder what ever happened to him. He's probably still good looking. I don't know. But the Philip experiment was something else. It was basically putting people in a haunted location, telling them that so-and-so died here and haunts here, and giving them all this information. Now go and experiment, leaving them alone and seeing what they come up with. And amazingly, they came up with that they had been conversing with these spirits that they were told about, yet the spirits were made up. They weren't real. It was just the narrative that they were given. So so far as that, I reckon in some ways, Daniel, since you asked the question, not real, kind of in line with that experiment. What do I think of it? Nothing. I just think it's probably expected because of the humans and how we are. But I've been to a few places now, investigated just with myself and some friends, and I've sort of touched on this before. I've also gone to places where there's a group of people investigating, and it's not really a very good controlled environment because you've got people who don't know how to investigating with people who do know how to investigate, people who don't know when to be quiet, people who don't know what the equipment is. Like, it's a real mixed bag. Yeah, real mixed bag. But one thing I have noticed is, surprisingly, whenever there's a group of people together and there is a noise, it could be something as simple as someone's gone, tapped something with their arm. Someone on the other side of the room will go, did you hear that? And the minute they go, the rest of the room's like, oh, yes, I did. It came from over there. And someone else go, oh, I think it just came from behind me. And everybody feeds each other. And I hate to say it, but there's generally nothing, because I don't know why I don't get drawn up into that, because I sit there, I watch it all the time. I was the same when I was investigating with Jason and Cassie. They would all have experiences and go, oh, hey, ooh. And I'd go, like, I was very nonchalant. There was only a couple of times where, oh, did you hear that? And again, I didn't go, did you hear that? It was like, oh, did you hear that? But I reckon people can make things happen with their imagination. And I don't mean physically make it happen, just think it's happening.
And convince others that it actually happened. That's the clinical definition of what's called by psychiatrists and psychologists of mass hypnosis, of a shared psychological type thing, where of a shared thing. It's like, did you hear that? That must have been the ghost of rocking chair lane, or whatever it is that they're investigating. And they're like, you're right, that must have been it. And they're now convinced that they experienced something when it was, because like I live in the place I live in was built in the early 80s, and there's settling that goes on, usually associated with the weather after there's been like a big weather change, or like we just had a bunch of rain last night, and I heard my house making little creaking sounds and stuff like that. And now, to be fair, a few years ago, I heard settling in the house that I wasn't convinced it was. I thought someone was in my house. I'm like, I'm doing like the whole, doing the whole room search, room to room, thinking there was somebody in my freaking house. But I didn't see anything. It's just a toy gun, YouTube.
It's just a toy gun. It's not real. No, but that's what I mean. Sometimes, and like I say, I do believe in something mystical, magical, whatever, something, because weird as crap things happen throughout your life that you think, how the hell, but so far as going to a place like the Washoe or whatever, that's just an example, but going to these places and with groups of people, and those groups of people say, oh, a demon scratched me, or oh, I've been overcome, I've got to leave, oh, and I think, I can't say that that's not what they're feeling, because something may have caused them to trigger for some reason, like to be influenced by different feelings in the room, or maybe they did get overcome by a spirit. I don't know, but I find it's worse in bigger groups of people. It's almost like one person has to outdo the other with the experience they're having. I know it sounds horrible, but that's how it seems. So, if you've got, which has been the case on a few things where there's been about 15 people in the room and everyone's told to be quiet, but they're not. Everyone's told to turn their phones off because to interfere with the equipment, but they don't. Equipment goes up and automatically they jump, Oh, so it's a tricky one. So I could come across as sounding like a real cow and mean, but I just don't like big groups of people in investigating, because it's just not. It's like it's just kind of like they're feeding off of each other, and I wouldn't say hallucinating, just feeding off of each other. Like, oh, he heard a noise, I think I heard that too. I'm just saying, some people can be easily influenced, is all I'm saying. That's my personal opinion. Read your lips. What did you say? What have I missed? No, nothing. They're all just. What's that?
No, I was making a read my lips joke.
I'll read my lips, yeah. I think they're all just having a little...
and to Bay Area Ghost comment earlier, Folie Dieu and Mass Hysteria are two different things, and that's true. And I may have misplaced some of those things there, because I am not a trained psychological person. I am. This is me. This is this.
How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
That's like me. Well, like with me, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I've got a counselling background. So you learn certain things about, you learn certain things about psychology, and it's absolutely a fact that people can, in a group, not make things happen, but think things have happened. You know, right. I don't know. Just some people just do that. Whereas I personally I kind of wonder, actually, in some of these places, shouldn't I be frightened? Like, shouldn't my spidey senses be up and tell me, but it just doesn't, it doesn't happen. Like, I go to these places, and I was in those places alone. Hi, Stephanie. And I saw Beth came in as well. I'm sorry if I missed anyone else who popped in. But, yeah, some of these places I went to, and, like, I say to people, I said it the other day, I was in the Mackie Mansion alone investigating for quite some time, and I was in the Washoe Club the whole night by myself. No, I didn't get anybody saying, wow, that's really brave of you. A woman alone in a...
You went down to the center of the earth with the lizard people. I don't see how they could say that.
I did, and I rode that tram and everything. Nobody comes and says anything, but if some fella on a YouTube channel goes, I'm going to spend 7 minutes locked alone when there's still people in the house with them, locked alone in the basement for 7 minutes. I'm so brave. Well, what am I then? I stayed by myself in such a haunted location, which for me, nothing happened. But that's why I get confused, because I think just the night before, apparently a whole heap of things happened. Why don't things happen when I'm there by myself? Maybe I'm just not easily, I don't know. There might be something wrong with me, Enzo.
I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I think you're great.
I just think, I want it so badly too. So you'd think if I want it so badly, it would, like, maybe part of my imagination would make it happen, but.
Well, it's that rational side of your brain that kind of takes over. It's like, oh, I heard something. Okay, was it just a creaking floorboard? Was that a bird up in the rafters? Was it, you're going to run through all what's most possible, and then go down the list. And how far down the list is,
it's a ghost,
a 100-year-old ghost spirit walking the earth versus all of these other things. You have to take it a little serious. I'm not saying any of these things. Believe me, I want all of it to exist, but you have to be a little rational about it, because then you just are one of these dorks on YouTube. They're like, I was, like you said, stretched by a spirit, and all these things.
And I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen to them. It may well happen. I'm not there. I'm not saying it didn't, but just like, can it happen to me, please? So I can go, wow, it's real. But I don't know. There's weird things happen and that's what I mean. I believe in cosmic type, like there's something weird. Like there's definitely something weird.
I agree.
But not every place has demons that scratch the absolute poop out of you. Not every place is scary. I don't know. I just, and look, in all fairness to the groups of people that go out there and, there's a demon, I got scratched, they're making money. So there's people out there who want to watch what they do and want to, I don't know that I'd say they want to, they probably want to believe what they do is real. The only people I have problems with are, as little names just been mentioned there in regard to crayons. The twins. That to me is disappointing, because it's disrespectful to the dead. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got, you've got people who go and make content to get the clicks, but when they're there at the places that they go to, the research is lacking. They're also highly disrespectful. So imagine for a moment a dead person was there and could hear you. They're taunting and it's a murder scene. Like, it's gross. You wouldn't do it to a living human family and go into the house and do that kind of thing. I don't like. But there's other ones that go there and go, oh, hey, did you see that? And it's entertainment. You got to know the difference. So you can watch what they do. Just no one has to keep actually banging on about people that fake it, because you know they fake it. So get over it. Like, let's move on. That's how I kind of feel. But that's my opinion. Hey, Holly. I'll give you a call later, Holly. Holly lives in Victoria. I've got to call her. But yeah, and I know I got that humming ghost at the Waverley, which I'm kind of glad I got. But now, yeah, but you know what? Now I find myself second guessing, because I think now I know in the moment I said to Cassie, was that you humming, Cassie? And Cassie said, what? No, it wasn't me. But I have myself second guessing now. Oh, what if it was her and she didn't realise she was humming? Like, but I don't think so, because it was in the moment. She would have known if she had just been humming, I think.
For her partner there, that certainly shushed you more than a few times during that. And I would assume that she would also kind of be in that not to do anything, make any extraneous noise kind of a mode, which I understand and I get it. But I can't imagine why she would lie. I mean,
no, why she would say that it wasn't her if it was. No. And that's why I mean it's odd. Like, that was odd for me. But yeah, I don't know. So I like, even when I went to I don't know if you watched my Mackie Mansion episode, but even there, when I was speaking out loudly about what had happened to my son and explaining to the ghosts that might be listening why I want them to do something, that's all I want. If I go to somewhere and I get something, even if I just see it, like, I don't mean for the world to see, but if I see something in my awake hours, not when I'm asleep and get woken up, I won't trust that, because it could be a dream. I will not trust anything that takes place in a bedroom when I'm asleep, because who knows? Or when I think I'm dozing off to sleep, because who knows? I could have already fallen asleep and I'm just imagining it. So I'm not going to go with anything like that. Okay. But if I'm in a place where I'm awake and I'm sitting and I see something, or something answers my question with a definitive answer, regardless if anybody else hears it or not, that'll be it for me so far as paranormal is concerned, because that's all I'll need to know. Then what I will know is that my son could possibly be able to hear me and travel back and forth. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. End of story. And I think that's why I do what I do, whereas a lot of people do what they do because they want to maybe be famous or make lots of money, or I don't really know. That's why I do it anyway. And if that ever happens, that I really, really get something definitive that no one can argue me out of, like I say, I might not be able to prove it to anyone. I could get a voice on a thing that says, yes, Stephen is there. And I could show that to people and they go, oh, that's fake. That's fine. I don't care, because if I got a message like that, that's all I need to know. You'd probably, yeah, that's all I need to know. And then I'd think, good, I think. But there you go. Let's see. Oh, hang on. There we go. Oh, Cassie was walking near both Jason and Ron, so they would have said something if it was. Yeah, that's true, Kibber. I didn't think of that. And that's what I mean. I'm not saying Cassie did. I'm just saying I am finding myself questioning that now, because I think to myself, oh God, was it really what I think it was, or did Cassie say something? Did Cassie sing and just didn't realise she was doing it? I don't know. That's what I think.
She's a pro investigator. I mean, I would think she would have said something.
She would have said if it was her. So that's why it brings me back to well, shit, I actually really did catch something. Like, I was clear as a bell.
To me, that's the biggest thing that you had there.
Yeah. Hi, Jennifer B. Yeah, and that sort of thing. And that in itself, for me at the time, was amazing. It's not enough, though. I mean, if that was what it was, it's not enough. I need something more for me to go, good, that's it.
It was singing in the death chute, or whatever it is that they call that.
Singing in the death chute. But but the whole place, like, it's interesting, that whole place, Waverly Hills, is sort of, you get people go in there and go, oh, there's a dark entity and there's this and there's evil and there's this and there's that and it's scary down the death chute and it's all this. Me, Karen, personally, maybe it was because I was always with another person physically, maybe, but I didn't feel scared or frightened there at any time at all, not even down the tunnel. I was exhausted in the tunnel because it's a bloody fair hike back up there. Like, it's so steep,
Yeah.
But I wasn't scared. And I don't know, I wasn't scared, whereas other people say it's a really scary place. For me, as a building, I was in awe of the age and how it was built, and built so beautifully, like really built to last. Just the windows haven't, I guess, and over time people have pulled it apart. But it's just, yeah, I was more in awe of the fact I was there, and the history of the place. It didn't seem a bad place to me. The only bad things that may have ever occurred there might have been in the years where it was abandoned and naughty people went in there. I don't know, that's possible. But and when it was a nursing home, after it was a tuberculosis home, when it was a nursing home, there was some people there that weren't treated very, abuse. So, yeah, it's got that side of it, but nothing horribly evil or anything. Not that I don't know. But there you go. Let's see. I've ranted on enough. What's Sunsaber say? Humans can only see a tiny fraction of the light, the entire electric spectrum.
It's true.
It's true. Oh, I did get, it hasn't arrived yet, but because I'm going down to Melbourne in a couple of weeks' time, it's my birthday, so I'm going to go to an asylum. It's abandoned. It's no longer in use, but it's not abandoned. Oh. You know what I mean? It's well looked after. There's, it's, but Washoe wasn't scary, Daniel. But I'm going there to look around, do an investigation, basically, at the asylum for my birthday. So on my birthday, I'll be in an asylum, exactly where I belong, some people would argue. But yes, I'm going to go and do that. But I thought, you know what? I've got my phone, which is great, but it's really hard from a perspective of videotaping something. For me, videotaping something well that people can see. My phone does a great job, and I know other people just use their phone, but I wanted to use a little camera, so I got a little camera, and I'm paying it off, so it's all good, and that should be here before I go. So, and it's got a night thingy on it. What do you call it? The night. Yeah. However, I'm not someone who believes in investigating in the dark. I don't see why you have to. I really don't. I mean, if there's a ghost, it's not going to care if the light's on. And then you don't break your neck either. But there's some places you go to that do not have electricity, so you can't see well. So you do need to even see anything visually. You need that night camera thing on, and I think that's what the asylum is going to be like. So we'll see how that goes.
Purchased one of those myself, just a cheap video camera with a little thing on there, and it has the night shot. I bought the extra IR illuminator and all that stuff so it lights up an area, mostly for set it in the corner and that's let it record all night kind of an idea.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Oh, was that you that went on my sound?
I don't know.
Oh, that was weird. Watch out! There's a ghost in my
make sounds if you like, but
no, there's a ghost in my computer. Watch out! I went the other day. I haven't got it here to show you. I went the other day to a teddy bear hospital, where my teddy bear from childhood, my daughter's two daughters' teddy bears also were in hospital being repaired. I went to collect them, but when I went there to drop them, it's a store that's got all old dolls in it, and there was a walking doll. And it had no hair and stuff. And I went, oh, that's old. And the guy goes, yeah, that was, I think, the 1950s, early 1950s. And so I got him to fix it up for me, and I brought that home. So who knows? It could be haunted. It's not. I got it because I liked it and it was a walking doll. Crow's just come here. Crow. He's only got audio.
There is something creepy about old haunted type dolls. There's just something super creepy about a haunted doll. It's like, just burn it in a fire, soak it in salt. Just get rid. No.
I don't know why this happened last time too. Crow's here, guys. Except his little picture isn't showing up. See, it's happening again. That's really weird. Hang on.
Are you hearing voices?
I can hear voices. Just hang on.
So Enzo.
Voices from beyond.
Yeah, I know. Look at Enzo. He's just not here. He's here, but he's I don't know. He's not. This happened the other day with Rose
coming in via Ouija board from the great beyond. It's Crow.
This is so. I wonder what happens. This is only happening on your channel, though.
I know.
It is.
So
There's some kind of setting because, like, if I hit stop cam, I'm gone, but you can still hear me. There's something about if I stop my camera, which just shows. It would normally everyone else's channel. It just shows my avatar.
Oh, yes,
and,
that's
for
it.
some reason on Karen's channel, you're not on screen for some reason.
Yeah, and I don't understand why. It's really weird because it's never happened before.
Yeah, it's some setting. It's StreamYard somewhere, you know.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We can hear you. That's the important thing.
So what have you been up to, Crow? Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you, man. Merry Christmas to you. Nothing much actually. The same old. Been doing a little bit of basket weaving. Yesterday I went to. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what to say.
Basket weaving. Okay, maybe it really is.
Yeah, I told Karen I'd come on her live stream, and then I fell asleep, and then
I was going to say you probably fell asleep, and I was just about to wind up. But because you're here, I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. How's that sound?
Okay. I didn't. Oh, really? Okay, cool. I always at least wanted to say I came and said hi and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I know.
My sleep is so all over the place, and actually was watching the new Hunger Games earlier, and then I passed the hell out.
No.
I think I made it 20 minutes into the movie.
I was watching something the other day with my daughter, and I was laid back on the couch, like slouchy, you know, and I'm just sort of laid back on the couch. And I was watching it, and I don't even remember falling asleep. And then I woke up, and it was nearly over. And my daughter hadn't noticed I'd fallen asleep, and I went, "Oh, that sucks." I was enjoying that. Like I fell asleep without even wanting to fall asleep. I was actually enjoying what I was watching, but sometimes it's just really annoying when that happens and you're not off.
Oh yeah,
all
the time.
Was it this morning or yesterday, Crow? I was talking to you, and I think you were starting to nod off. We were just talking on the phone, and
oh shit,
yeah. And I was saying something to him, and he's quiet, and I went, Crow, and he's like, yeah, like that.
It was like 6 a.m. for me too. So yeah, I'd been up all night, I think. So yeah, I did fall asleep a couple of times.
Yeah. But yeah, so oh, hang on, what's Holly saying? I haven't experienced any traumatic losses, and I haven't had any unexplained experiences like others had, but I take a lot of comfort from the idea that nothing is ever lost. No, that's true. And that's what I mean. You hold on to things, and you know. So that's another reason this time of the year can suck for a lot of people. I've got a beautiful lady I used to work with who lost her husband this year to cancer, and she's going through her first. Oh, and then a couple of months later, they had to put his dog down. The dog got sick, and they had to put her husband's dog to sleep. And I'm like, oh, could it get any worse? And then I think, you know, and this is their first Christmas. So Christmas that's another reason Christmas can be an asshole of a holiday, because if you've lost somebody and it's the first Christmas without them, it's horrible. So that's why I'm doing that live on Christmas Day for me, Christmas Eve for you guys. That just keeps me a bit sane. I'm quite insane, I think.
We're,
I reckon
we're here for each other, and we
We're
share
here for
the insanity.
Yeah, we share the insanity and we share the whatever. Crow.
I need to add you to the list. I have a list on my community tab for people that will be live during Christmas Day. And
Yeah, I
I
think
forgot.
it's pretty long.
Huh?
It's pretty long, I think, the list.
I think it was 4 people. There's Beardo and a few people, but I need to add yours to the list for Christmas Eve for us.
Yeah, Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I'll put you on there as well.
I'm not sure. If you go to my channel, Crow, and click on the link for it, it'll pop up. It'll tell you know how it works. It'll tell you what time for you. I think I can't remember what I put because I haven't got it up at the moment. But yeah, it's Christmas Day for me. I think about the same time as today. I think.
Okay.
I'll just come and check on everybody and make sure that they're having a nice day and whatever. There we go. What's Dee saying? Yes, my dad passed in February, our first without dad. Mum's a bit anxious, going to be different. Yeah, and that's why, it's hard. It's horrible. It can make Christmas yucky because you miss them. It's not because Christmas is yucky. It's just you miss them, You miss them.
Remember all of those good times and know that those memories will always be with you.
Yeah. And thank you, Sunsaver. I hope, I mean, I'm hoping that, to be honest, I kind of, in some regards, if I tuned in and there was only 2 or 3 people there, that I'd still stay on. But what I'm saying, that would make me feel quite good because that means that a lot of people, therefore, for Christmas aren't alone. They're off with family and they're doing stuff. They're too busy to come on and look at the live. That would be a good outcome for me. But if they're there, that's okay. That's good too. Because even poor old Crow, you can't do much this Christmas, can you? Because you're not feeling well. Crow's not feeling too well, and of course he can't run the risk of catching a COVID or something.
He's a disembodied spirit. How can he be?
Yeah. Maisie Rose says, "Hi, Crow, my sexy feathered friend."
Hey, Macy.
Yeah.
I don't have the chat up, so hello to everybody.
No, there's a few people saying hello. Yeah, there's a few people.
There's a lot of hot dogs there from Maisie Rose in that chat.
Yeah, she likes Crow likes hot dogs. You see, that's her way. Yeah, Crow, that's his thing.
Is that Christmas dinner? Grilling some dogs out on the grill.
That would be a great Christmas for me, actually. Especially grilled dogs.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I've got some hot dogs in my fridge. I was going to cook some sausages today, but I might cook some hot dogs instead.
The important thing
out on the grill, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
The important thing is that you use mayonnaise. That's the important part.
Mayonnaise, not mustard.
Enzo, do you put mayonnaise in your dogs of any kind?
I don't. However, I recently discovered at the grocery store there's I think it's Heinz that makes it, where it's half mayonnaise and half sriracha sauce. So it's called like Manaracha or something crazy like that. And it's delicious. It is fantastic.
Really?
Good. Yeah. I like sriracha, which is,
oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'll be checking that out for sure.
That mixed with the tangy sip of mayonnaise, it's like, oof, that's really good.
Wow. Maybe get on a hot dog, actually.
It would be very good.
That's sweet. Yeah, everybody will be all right. Let's I saw someone posted on Facebook the other day about Christmas is the worst time of the year. And I wrote, cheer the fuck up. Like, go pat a pet, do something. I said, just cheer the fuck up. Like, just stop it. Go watch a movie. Go eat. Go pat a pussy. I don't know. Just whatever.
Whoa.
A pussycat. But yeah.
You know what I was going to say? That sounds so familiar. What is that?
Yeah, that's what that was. That was the sound.
Everybody knows that. The guys know what that sound is.
Yeah. Oh, dear. So, yeah. Sauerkraut on a hot dog. I like sauerkraut, though. It could taste good on a hot dog. I like a hot dog. The bun has to be buttered. I have to have butter on the bun. Then the hot dog. Hang on. Yeah, no, then the hot dog, then the sauce, because I don't want the sauce to sort of drip everywhere. So then I put the sauce and a bit of mustard, so ketchup and mustard. Then I love onions and cheese and bacon. That's my dream hot dog there. So yeah, I like that. It's very yummy. But yeah. All of my coconut cream pie's gone too. It all got eaten.
Oh,
so
wow, yeah.
So I
Now,
must
to be
have done
honest,
it was a bit
that's
funny.
what my Christmas dessert is a coconut cream pie.
Yum.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah, no. I do like the sweets thing, but I've got to be good because now I've got something to aim for. If I can make this little thing happen in July and get back to America, I've got to lose the weight again so I can put it back on.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah, and anyway, it'll be good because I wish you could come, Crow. I wish you could come, but it'd be a bit uncomfortable in July wearing your mask around.
Come to the light, Crow. Come to the
light. Yeah, that's a pretty good drive for me right there.
Well, if you were going to come, I would save to pay for your airfare. Or we could have, we could have a spinning wheel and a fundraiser. I mean, if people can do it to get hard drives for their computer, why can't we do it? Get Crow out to Virginia City, and we could get you dancing on the pole.
Oh God. I retired from the pole dancing days. My nickname was White Chocolate.
Oh, sorry. No, he can't hear you, Daniel. Wait a second. I'll go back and see what you said. Maybe he didn't say anything. I can't see anything from you, Daniel. Hang on. Let's have a look. He can't hear you, and he can't read you because he hasn't got the chat on. So ask me, and I shall translate to Crow. So go for it. But yeah, I hope to get back out. And then I've got to go. I've got to save up for my airfare. I've already paid for everything else. I did that earlier in the year, but I've got to save my airfare to get to England in September.
Oh man, Karen's a world traveler.
I know. You're really going. You got all the bases covered next year.
Oh, it's cost me a freaking fortune. I should be paying off my house, not doing this. But then, like I say, I could get hit by a truck tomorrow and join my son, and it would all be in vain. So I might as well just have a bit of fun. I'll join my son when I'm about 86. That's my cutoff point, I think.
86. That's it.
No 85, further. 86. So I would have had enough. I've almost had enough now sometimes with the behaviour of people. But yeah, 86. If I can go to 86, that gets my grandkids through to their mid-20s. My kids should be, they'll be old. They'll be like 40s or something. They'll be fine without me. So it'll all be good. And then I can just die and sleep without being woken up by the dogs and freaking birds screeching in the morning.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my God. Thank you for that.
I was wondering where this was going. It's like, geez.
Oh God. All right, now hang on, let me have a look. Bay Area Ghost. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on again. Can Crow hear me? No. Crow. Oh, Tanya says Crow will come if you tickle him in the right places. Oh, Tanya, I shouldn't have put that. That's rather sexist.
Oh, she means come to Virginia.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what Virginia looks like, but I'm sure she's lovely.
Oh yeah. So what did Daniel ask?
Nothing. Just can you hear him?
Oh, gotcha.
He hasn't asked a question yet, and then he says I'm right over here and points. So I don't know. Maybe I'm starting.
He's messing with me. Okay, that's what it is.
Oh, he's just being a bugger. All right then. I haven't heard any quote. Holly, what is the quote? Have I heard this quote? She's going to give us a quote. Kibba, my mum heard belly dancing was good exercise, so she tried it and failed miserably.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think you've got to have certain hips. I've watched girls try to teach you how to kind of click your hip to do the belly dancing, and then you do something else in with it. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not that.
Yeah,
No.
that sounds like a spinal injury to me.
I can do the Elaine dance from Seinfeld pretty darn good. Here's Holly's quote. I hope death is like being carried to your bedroom when you were a child and fell asleep on the couch. I hope you can hear laughter from the next room. That's beautiful.
Oh, it is.
Except I don't hope to hear laughter from the next room. I'd be saying, shut up.
Jeez.
I'd be one of them grumpy ghosts. Keep it down. Get out.
There's an angry Karen in the other room.
Yeah, watch out. That'll be a thing maybe one day. Careful. This house is haunted by an angry Karen. There'll be no such thing. There'll be no such thing as demons anymore. It'll be an angry Karen haunts this residence. Careful. Yeah, a bit like that. I'll remember that's in there later. If I have to do another thumbnail, I'll grab that. Yeah, that one. That's it. Good job. I've got a few thumbnails now. You should, Crow, you should have a live one night and get Enzo on, just you and Enzo together, and talk about, aliens and stuff like that. I reckon that'd be hilarious.
I thought that before that, actually. Hell, man, when I first met you on here, I was like, I should have Enzo on sometime. I think I asked for your Instagram one time.
I gave it to you. I
remember you asking me that.
I think I followed you, didn't I? I think I did follow you on Instagram. Because the picture was like different. The picture was like, I was like, what the hell is this picture?
Yeah, you did. He's on the Facebook too, Crow. But
okay.
But what was I going to say? Yeah, I just think Crow. Did you happen to see the episode? This will tell you if Crow even watches my content. Did you happen to see the episode where Enzo tells the story of me being down in Middle Earth with lizard people underneath the Washoe Club?
No, I did not watch that one. All right. There's actually two that I need to watch a year still that came out when I was doing some shit, and I never did come back. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So if you get an opportunity, look at that. And that is what Enzo is capable of on his own.
Okay.
The intent, at least I assumed, was that she was going to be like on her phone. Okay, I'm going to stick on as long as the signal goes. And, if it cuts out, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. It was like 30 minutes later, because immediately as soon as she walked off, it was like, God, it was just me on the live stream by myself.
Oh, and, dude.
It seemed like way longer, but I'm sure it was like 25, 30 minutes. But
right.
So I'm sitting there just openly going to the chat, talking, entertaining people, thinking, she'll be back in a few minutes. And that didn't happen. So I started, it's like, I'm sure Karen is advanced. And of course, the other issue too is I had a few beverages.
Yes, you had a few beverages.
Oh,
don't make you a bad person. But I started just making shit up. Is basically what it is. Of course she's gone out into the basement, which she probably by now has discovered the secret passageway down into Middle Earth, where she's encountered the lizard people. It just went off the freaking rails.
Snowballed, huh?
Yeah, where it just kept compounding, just ridiculous tale after ridiculous tale after ridiculous tale. And somebody might say something in the chat, and I would just incorporate that into the menage of foolishness that was going on.
Oh shit!
You're good at being bad. I'm very good at being bad. I'm excellent. I'm actually outstanding at being bad.
The video, his I just put in little bits and bobs every now and then. Like I think at one point he said to me, I might have been pulled into another dimension. So I thought, oh, how can I make that look like something? So I did like kind of like a wormhole thing I was getting sucked into.
So then, you took the actual audio from the live and put graphics to it.
I took the whole thing, yes, but it was a video.
Cool.
So it was a video, not the audio. It was the video, but graphics, as he would explain something, there'd be like there was one scene. There was one part where it says something or other about that he's sure that they've given me a nice snack to eat or whatever. So I took a picture of me going or whatever, and I put that in to them handing me a pizza with bugs on it, things like that.
Okay.
And one point he says, "Oh, she'll have to make contact again soon." So I've got a picture of ET with his, how he had the phone with the umbrella.
Yeah, the umbrella with the foil.
Oh yeah.
So and me on a phone saying with
that's clever. I like that one.
Yeah. So I was actually.
That's when I became proud of myself, because after like 15 or 20 minutes of just kind of making shit up, I started saying, I think by now she's probably realized she's gone far enough and she's going to start working her way back. I had no idea where she was. She could have fallen down and called 911 from somewhere else and was good. I had no idea. But for some reason, I was like, okay, she's going to start working her way back now. She should be joining us here in the next few minutes. Yeah, mostly hoping, I think, on my part than anything else. But sure enough, she pops up within a couple of minutes of me starting the whole she's on the way back bit. So I was proud. I was super proud of myself. I was able to say that.
Yeah, like full foreshadowing.
Gosh.
Real quick. I saw Daniel put his legs are doing better. That's awesome, Daniel. Good to hear, man. He was having some health issues lately. I hope he's getting better, because we need Daniel around.
Yeah, he was, because he was in hospital when I was in Virginia City, so he couldn't come and visit or anything, which was a bit of a bummer. But never mind.
Yeah.
At least he's on the mend. He's on the mend. But there you go. I'm not quite sure what Sunsaver's referring to, because I might have missed the speaking on. Yeah, I think they're just talking. Kibba and Sunsaver are having a conversation about being dead and not dead. So there you go. But yeah. Bay Area Ghost, or Daniel says, I would subscribe, except I'm already subscribed. Is that to me, Daniel, or is it someone else? Let me have a look. Hanging out with Doof. Enzo entertaining us, YouTube watch. Oh yeah. Oh, Tanya's put the link to that episode up where Enzo tells his little story. I thought it was too like, sometimes you have a live crow and you think to yourself, oh, that was pretty boring, but that was funny when that happened. Yeah, and as I say, I hadn't watched until I started to put that little episode together. Everyone kept saying, "Oh yeah, Enzo was really funny. Enzo was really funny. Have you watched it yet, Karen?" And no, I hadn't. And I thought, oh look, I won't sit there and I'll get to the point where I obviously leave and he starts, and I'll just watch it and clip it. And then as I started to watch it, I thought, oh, I'll put in pictures. I'll do, my little pictures that go in with it. And then, he said, I like it. Right at the beginning, he says, Karen's probably out there saying, oh, this is all fake. This is all bullshit. This is all whatever. She's probably just looking for a raccoon or a horse or something like that to pat. Like, we think she's out there looking for ghosts. She's probably smoking and drinking. And as soon as it started, I thought, oh, okay. So I started to put these little pictures together. But I had to stop so many times because I was laughing too hard. And then I put in at one point, then I thought it was really funny, but nobody really laughed. At one point, Enzo sneezes sometimes when we're on a live, and what he does, or if he coughs, he puts his mic on mute, and then he'll come back and say, oh, sorry about that. But he did that at one point. He sneezed, and I thought, oh, I'll put a sneeze in here. But the only sneeze I could find was a female sneeze. So you're watching Enzo and he goes, oh, I'm going to sneeze here. And it's like, achoo! I thought that was funny. No one seemed to notice. You've gone blank. Or if I cut you off, Enzo, you're unmuted.
Oh, sorry. I must have coughed or sneezed or something.
You must have coughed
and forget to mute myself. But like I said, I normally mute myself. I try and be courteous to my host. But in the middle of telling this tale, it was one of those "you're going to sneeze right now" kind of sneezes, and there's nothing you can do about it. And of course, I'm in the middle of telling some tales, like I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I was like, hey! And of course, Karen inserts this super high pitched, girly kind of thing where it's like, what am I? Was there a helium leak in my room? What's going on?
Oh gosh, Crow's still listening.
It was good.
He's dropped out. He's just dropped out. Maybe Crow's gone to sleep. Crow. No, it's all right. That happens sometimes. He uses his phone.
Sorry, my phone went out. Sorry about that.
No, I know. You use your phone and sometimes it goes in and out. But yeah, so Cheryl just says you did a great job improvising. You did, because and the reason too, I told Crow this, I didn't expect, when I knew you might lose signal, that's why I said I will come back. I knew you would lose signal. What I didn't realize was it was my signal that was lost. I didn't realize this still carries on. I thought you would have disappeared as well, and then people could just watch later on and see. So I did it's a good thing nothing exciting happened when I was up there, because I would have been stuck up there and you would have been telling stories and tales about me being kidnapped by lizards and aliens for hours. Oh dear. I would have actually probably ran down and said, guess what, Enzo, guess what? But at least the toilet or the tap happened. I think it was the tap came on and off, but yeah, I don't know. Something happened. That would be it.
To be fair, that's kind of strange. That's a little weird. It's one thing like a toilet running, because there could be a leak and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but the tap,
it was the sink. Yeah,
it was the sink, and that was odd. But again, if I were a plumber, I could probably come up with a feasible idea, like maybe someone didn't turn it off properly. There was a burst of pressure, which turned the tap on momentarily, and then stuff to find though. But I could. Yeah. Yes, Crow.
Enzo, do you have a YouTube channel?
Enzo, no, he doesn't.
I don't. I just mooch off of my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a moocher.
No, my intent is I'm trying to find a adventure van that I can. It's not going to be like a camper van. It'll have a bed in the back, but it's going to be more of like an FBI surveillance van, where I'm going to have a bunch of antennas and stuff on the top, where I can do like UFO type research, and travel all over the U.S.
Really?
That's my plan, and because I do like to travel. I love traveling. Mm-hmm. I absolutely hate the idea of spending like $200 for a hotel room for the night in a place in the middle of nowhere, where it's like I could still drive. I have to get a reservation for this place, and I have to get a reservation for Albuquerque in this little crappy hotel, and I have to spend the night there because I have the reservations, and now I'm stuck here in Albuquerque. Mm-hmm. Versus I can just drive to wherever I like, and just, if I get tired, I take a nap in the back, or get, like the what a lot of van lifers do is is basically that you'll get a like a annual membership kind of thing for like Planet Fitness or someplace like that, where you can still go in and get a shower and get your workout and all that stuff in, and then keep going. So I don't necessarily need plumbing necessarily.
That's a really good idea. I never thought of that with the gym memberships, because same here, most of our gym memberships are nation. You just need the little fob to put in the security 24 hours. That's a really good idea. Mike O says hello, Crow.
Oh, hey Mike, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, look, 200 a night. That's not a bad price for a hotel room with a nice shower with no bed bugs.
Well, I wouldn't have bed bugs in my van.
But that's what I mean. No,
it'd be my own filth that I would have to deal with. But it was you don't necessarily need, if you're just driving. Now, to be fair, if I'm going to go to like well, you park in my yard, yeah, thank you very much, I do that. I'm going to call you on that now that you've made the offer. But I don't know where you live, but I'm going to call you on it. But it's one of those things, because I like going out to like California, going to the Contact in the Desert, which is their 10th year anniversary this year.
Oh,
that
cool.
one place. Gonna go out there for that. Swinging up to visit with Karen up there in Virginia City, things like that, where I can drive to these destinations, which I would just deadhead to the specific destination, and then while I'm on the way there, I'll look for different things that I would want to check on the way back. So that like this past year, I went to Contact in the Desert, which is in Palm Springs. I live in Wichita, Kansas. On the way back, it's like, you know what? It's only a couple hours. I'm going to stop off at Meteor Crater in Arizona. This mile-wide crater from like about 30 to 50,000 years ago. This that is because it's out there in the middle of the desert. It's pretty much untouched from the way it originally happened. So I'm an astronomy nerd, so something like that's attractive to me.
Cool.
So I stopped off for a couple hours and just checked it out and shot a lot of video and took a lot of pictures and bought my coffee, bought my little coffee cup, stuff like that. But
speaking of coffee,
the roasting house.
The roasting house. Speaking of coffee, in Virginia City,
sponsor. Yep.
Well, she's not a sponsor or anything, but I will get a free coffee, I'm sure. But yeah, no, Mandy and the kids. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Heather's on the bus. Hello. I'm on the bus on my way home from work. You work too much, Heather. Via the shops for some last-minute shopping. Oh, I don't know what it's like in America for last-minute shopping before Christmas, but here in Australia, it's... Now, I don't suffer from anxiety. I'm lucky. But I tell you what, I think I was. Yesterday, I had to go to the shops to get some last-minute items for food items. And it was like, oh, my God, people everywhere. It's like a sensory overload. People pushing, people shoving, trolleys in the way, shopping carts, cars, no one getting a car park. Ooh. Well, then it's the same here, Mike. So I'm not going anywhere until after Christmas. I've got everything I need, and I'll do online shopping if I need something else. Sunsaver says, you're living the life, Enzo. That's the way. You like it.
Yep. That's the thing is there's I've kind of been toying with the idea of doing something like that, maybe mostly because I hate the idea of spending money on a hotel where literally all I'm doing is sleeping in the bed and using the toilet. It's from my career, time in the Air Force, big traveling around the world. I will poop in a rusty bucket at center ice at a Detroit Red Wings game. I don't care. That kind of a thing. So it's not a big deal of where I do my thing, but so that isn't an issue for me. But the amount of money I would save just not getting these hotel rooms in these random in the middle of nowhere places for wherever my destination is. Plus, I can just drive until I'm tired and pull off anywhere, and any rest area or
it's handy to be able to pull off anywhere.
Yeah, just pull off anywhere and go to sleep. And
in Australia, that means a whole different thing, Enzo. Doesn't matter. It's all right. My mind went to the gutter straight away. But yeah. Yeah, I've got a little bus, a people mover. My dress is still falling apart. A people mover, and I've taken out the back seats, and I still can sit 6 people. But I thought I'm going to take 2 more along the side out, so I can still sit 4 people. But I'm thinking of doing the same thing. Just take in a bag, take in one of them little plug-in fridges, and just take my dog and just travel all over the countryside and just look at stuff. But that's the plan for later because I need money to do that too. So we'll see how it goes. But just, rather, because I've got the house. I know I've got the house, but that's more for my children. I quite happily live like travel around like that and just do stuff, sleep in the car.
I do little vans, like the kind of like Jason has.
Yeah.
It's like a bed in the back and like a counter and sink, and it's an RV, but damn, I could do damage in that,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And not you
doesn't have to
be drop me anywhere.
Depending on what you get for a van, you can have like a mini apartment kind of a thing in there, to be honest.
Right.
But it all depends on how big you want or how fancy you want to get with, even if you only get like 2 5-gallon jugs, one for water and one for waste for
all I hear is jugs and I like, jugs and pulling off the road. I don't know. My mind's gone that way.
Aaron is just completely in the gutter tonight. Oh my God.
It really is.
I'm offended.
I know. Watch out.
Welcome to Doof Doof Late Night.
Holly says we should read the non-fiction book called Nomad Land.
I've seen the movie Nomad Land.
Is there a movie?
Yeah.
That's a Will Ferrell movie?
No. Oh, no. It is not a comedy. It's not exactly a documentary, but it's basically it's about a van life person who didn't have a choice, but where all they had to their name was an old Ford van. And gotcha. That's all they had, to where they kind of had to live on the road out of the back of their van. All their worldly possessions were just in this van. That's all they had to their name. And they discover that there's a whole community out there of van lifers where that's all that anyone has, is just whatever's inside those 6 walls of a cube that makes up the back of their van. And it's a whole lifestyle for some people.
Yeah, I don't know if I could go that far. I still like to be able to be home too. But it's for me, it'd be like short, like a planned trip. Like I'm going down to Victoria in just a couple of weeks. I'm taking my daughter with me, so sort of a road trip. I wouldn't bother pulling them out, the seats out for that, but that kind of thing. So I know I'll be gone for almost 2 weeks, but I'm staying with family and friends, so it's a different kettle of fish. But if I were to do it because I wanted to go up to Cairns or something like that where I know nobody, for example, then I would get the seats removed, because they can get put back in easy. Just remove the seats, put down a little bed, do that sort of thing, and just take off. And when I'm tired, pull over and park somewhere and just go to sleep. It'd be pretty cool.
My original intention for the van was to go out in the middle of nowhere where it was super dark at night and take all of my astronomy gear and just go out, because I'm an astronomy nerd.
Yeah, in case nobody knew.
And be able to, because this is my real background. This is what's really behind me right now. But to take all of my gear out there and do deep space photography out in the middle of nowhere where it's completely black, and maybe live out of it for like a week at a time, maybe, and call it good from there. Then it turned into this, well, maybe it could, take long road trips where I don't have to spend money on a hotel. I can just pull off any old place and, take a few hours nap and just wake up and keep right on driving. I'll have to configure some kind of a coffee pot of some type. I think that's about it, as far as luxuries. I need some way to make some coffee for myself. But beyond that, it's, the rest of it's just, eating here and there, and, eating the local, hey, what's good in the local town? This, Mexican insurance pretty good. Okay, I'll check it out. That kind of thing. Discover America kind of deal.
And what's Cheryl saying? Hi, Karen. Tried to buy a mug off your site today. I had to join, but it wouldn't work. I had no idea. It's just Redbubble. I didn't know you had to join Redbubble. I
imagine you probably have to set up an account. So
set up an account.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it wouldn't work. That's peculiar. and I don't. I mean, that's Redbubble. It's just a site. I think Mike, are you still here? He might not be. Mike brought a mug. He was my first. Mike brought a mug, but I don't know if he had any trouble. Not sure. Maybe a time of the year. Maybe Redbubble's. I don't know. I don't know.
I would imagine this time of year they're probably pretty maxed out.
Busy, maybe.
Christmas time is
Yeah, I don't know, but I know that Mike did purchase one because it come up with a little message and said that someone had purchased something. So it might just be a glitch.
Oh,
but thank you for even looking at my mugs. Thank you. That was more, to be honest, that was something I did because Mike O said, "Oh, I'd buy a mug," and I thought, "Would you now?" So then I had fun playing around with things, and then I had to go at him the other day, and I said, "I set that all up for you, and you haven't brought a mug." And he went and bought a mug. But yeah, but thank you for looking.
I got something for Enzo. Maybe you too, Karen. My friend is one of them kind of like always looking at the sky and then asking questions because he has no idea what the hell he's talking about. Oh, you know, why can't I see the moon during the day? One of those kind of guys, right? Like those TikTok conspiracies. Like he's like, so one video he's like, "Hey guys, you know, I'm not sure if y'all noticed this, but the past few nights, and he's in New York, I haven't been able to see the moon at all." And I was like, "Dude, it's you know, it's always a conspiracy with you, bro. It's called the new moon, bro. The new moon, and that's why you're not seeing the moon these few nights." Have you ever heard anything like people getting that mistaken for like where the fuck is the moon at?
Oh, I have certainly gone, you know, horn to horn to flat Earth folk and things like that. It's kind of I there's part of me that finds it sort of interesting, and part of me that just feels like such a failure of our education system.
Yeah, I know.
Where it's like, oh my goodness.
When I told him he didn't believe. He really didn't believe me. He was like, "No, I just think it's weird."
There's folks out there, especially the flat Earth folk, that you explain it's like, no. The reason you can't see this or whatever is because of whatever this, and you give them the actual reason why it is they can't experience whatever it is they're experiencing or think they're supposed to be able to experience. No, I don't think that's real. It's like, oh, all right. Here's the thing, and it's the entire reason I have a freaking globe that I can hold up, and it's like, no, that's right. It's the entire reason I have a globe where I can show it to them. It's like, okay, you see this is Antarctica. You see how there's almost nothing except the southern point of you know, South America, a little bit of Africa. And, you know, we start getting into, you know, there's New Zealand right there.
Oh, there's Tanya.
Yeah.
I see her.
She's waving.
Because it always gets into, I get a lot of Antarctica conspiracy people.
Oh, God. Yeah. You can't fly there.
How come you can't fly? Well, there's a good reason. Do you see this? This is you're looking at literally half of the hemisphere of the globe of the Earth. There's nowhere to go. There's no airports. There's no anything anywhere in there except for a couple of different places that you could possibly take off of. The reason it's a no-fly zone is because you're going to die if you go anywhere but between like here, which is, you know, where all the bases are all in this like area right in here. And where it gets into a lot of them go out of New Zealand, the southern part of New Zealand, right there, because that's the closest.
Oh, Australia's pretty close too.
And that's true. But you know, if you're looking straight down on it, you know, it's New Zealand's just a touch further. Yeah, just a touch closer, I should say.
Yeah.
But
yeah, one of my friends is a GP, a doctor. He went down there for the, they've got a base down there. So he spent 6 months, I want to say. It might have been 3, but he went on the boat, the ice cutting boat things.
That way.
He didn't fly in. He was on a boat, and it's got an icebreaker or something. It's got a big thing on the front.
Yeah,
I thought, you can keep that. I love penguins. I love penguins, but I'll see them in a zoo.
Yeah, usually the same people I argue with, I have to explain to them that there's no polar bears in the southern pole.
No, not down here.
It's only it's
penguins.
It's shocking the limits that our education system goes, and even when you explain to them in great detail and even show them as much physical evidence as you can show them without actually grabbing them by the nape of the neck and hauling them up into orbit, appears to be the only way. It's like, I don't believe it anyway. It's you're full of crap. Like,
right. That's all right. Catherine, I did say a shout out while Enzo was talking. Thank you for the PayPal. That's brilliant. It is a mocha coffee for me. Yum yum.
Very nice.
See, an American dollar
Merry Christmas.
A Canadian dollar. If someone gives me $5 American, this isn't me asking people, by the way. I'm just making it. I don't want money. If someone gives me $5 American, the American dollar is worth one and a half. So I need 2 Australian dollars almost to buy 1 American dollar. 65 cents or something, 67 cents is what my Australian get me in America. It sucks. But that's the thing. When I came back from America and I still had some cash, it was $30 American, but it's way more Australian dollars, so I was happy. 66 cents at the moment for an American dollar. So I need, that's what an American dollar is worth to me. But Americans, so if you travel to Australia, now's a good time for Americans to travel to Australia because you'll be rich when you get here.
Man.
Yeah. So, what's that break down to in silliness? If you have a 1,000 American dollars, does that equal 1,600? I think. I just know, for example, the Piper Opera House is charging me $2,000 for the weekend, right? But when I did the thing that I've got to pay for it, it's just shy of $50 from 3,000 Australian dollars. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm just putting everything in American dollars for my head, so it doesn't sound as bad. Because when I convert it to Australian dollars, it's like fuck. But there you go. It is what it is. Stargates. Is there such a thing?
There's a lot of Stargate chatter in the chat.
I saw that. I was looking. You should travel to Australia, Enzo. Yeah, bring Crow to Australia with you, Enzo, and you and Crow could go on a road trip out in the middle of nowhere in Australia and look at the stars and go to where all the UFOs are supposed to land.
I would actually love to be in the southern hemisphere to look at stars because you have the small and large Magellanic clouds, which we can't see from the northern hemisphere.
Really? There you go.
That's true.
Oh, well. There's always an invitation here, Enzo. You can always travel here. I can take the 2 seats out of my van. You can sleep. Yeah, but yeah. No, I would love to go out further bush, like away from the cities, because when you do go, even here of a nighttime, my house, if it's really dark, 3 a.m. or something, and you look up, you can still see the stars and stuff. They're fascinating to me. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Just one night.
Yeah.
Just one night. Australia has lots of alien contact. So I'm told. So I'm told. I still haven't seen one. At least I don't think so. Yeah. I've said it before, my first husband was in the Air Force, and I remember a couple of times, but one time in particular, he got called in. He had to do something. He didn't fly the planes, but he had to do something else. He was what they call a metal banger, so it fixed the planes. But there was a sortie called out. Oh, not a sortie. The planes were called out because there was phone calls coming in, and this is before mobile telephones. So this is when people would be calling on that telephone saying, oh my God, there's something out there, like, come quick. And so the planes had to fly out and do a reconnaissance, I can't even say that word, to see what it was. And and my husband come home and I said, so what was it? And he looked at me and he said, well, we don't know. And I said, well, did they see it? And he said, yeah, but it just went too quick, so we don't know what it was. I said, was it a flying saucer? And he goes, so that's all I got out of him. But there you go. So sometimes, they just don't. And they're not. And back then, you just didn't talk about it. Like, they went out to check what it was just in case it was enemy something or other. But, they came back with not saying much about it at all. So... there's something.
Aaron, are you familiar with Chad Kalich's Sir No Face series of videos?
Yeah, I saw that.
What are your thoughts on that?
Dude, when I saw that, can I say real quick that when I saw that man as doing from when I do with like debunking and stuff, I was not impressed. I was not impressed at all. I think it was a person. I think they faked it. And
what was it called? What's it called? I have to have a look.
Sir No Face.
It's a series of I think it's 3 videos, or maybe it's 4. But it was about an Australian paranormal investigator. Is it out of Sydney? Is that right?
Chronicles the bizarre events reported on Sydney Harbour's Cockatoo Island and the mysterious circumstances surrounding the only I've just lost my spot. Circumstances surrounding the only known paranormal investigation in history to be officially sanctioned by the Australian government, led by civilian investigator Craig Powell and the West Sydney Paranormal Research Team. This mind-bending investigation would last in secrecy for nearly 2 years, which, in addition to experience groundbreaking levels of paranormal activity, Powell and his team members were successful in filming countless events that defy all known rational and scientific. I'll have to watch them.
I'd be curious about what your input is on that, because that's a little more local to you. But
I'll certainly have a look.
I'm not that familiar with who Chad Kalik is, because I guess he was part of, what was the show he was part of here in the U.S.?
Oh, yeah, it was
Paranormal State or one of those shows.
Yeah. The main part of the video is this fucking thing they catch her in the doorway, and for me, it's like it literally. If it was like something cool looking, like okay, that looks like that was like an extraterrestrial, or the body was different. It literally looks like a freaking guy with a regular human being with arms and a regular body with just some kind of mask on. There's nothing impressive. There's nothing. You know what I'm trying to say? If it was like, that was a weird, really weird or tall or very unusual looking body, it's just a person's body. What do you think, Enzo? What do you think?
The gist of like the first, because there's at least 3 different movies or specials or whatever you want to say about it. The initial one was where this paranormal investigators in Sydney went out to this, I guess it's considered like a parkland or a national park, I guess, kind of an idea, in this island there in Sydney Harbor. And they had been invited in by whatever, like the state park kind of commission is, which is where they get, it's a government sanctioned thing.
Yeah, military.
Relax a little bit on that.
Yeah.
But they were looking to say, well, there's ghost hunter type folks that want to come out here and check this old building out. Maybe we can turn a buck out of people coming out and renting the property and spending the night here, kind of a thing. So they invited this one investigation group out there, and they investigated a few things. There was like the lights. There was like this weird light thing where everything got super bright really fast and then was gone, which was kind of weird. But basically, the crux of the entire original episode is there was one building they had no access to, but there was a window that you could clearly see from the outside where they just set a camera there and let it run all night. And during the night, there's a doorway, and inside of the doorway, at one point, you see what looks like this full figured, like from the waist up, kind of, being or creature or whatever, ghost is what they originally labeled it as.
Right.
Kind of like go in. It was like it realized it was being filmed and then just duck back into outside of the field of view of this doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's where Chad Kalick sees it in the US, and he goes to Australia and starts honestly really giving this guy the bigger business of that. I was like, wow, this guy's really kind of being a dick to this dude about the entire investigation. Is this real? Are you telling a lie? Blah, blah, blah. He was really kind of running this guy through the ringer, saying that he faked this stuff. And it turns out he didn't fake this stuff, according to him. So then they made a video out of it, and they went around, patrolling the, this is our full body apparition, thing that, was captured in Australia after a thorough investigation. It's totally real, blah, blah, blah. And supposedly during their press junket for that, a lot of people was like, that doesn't really look like a ghost of a person. That kind of looks like an alien. It looks like a gray. So they end up making another film about, is this actually an alien? It's not a ghost at all. This is all you see. And they slow it down. They do the frame by frame. And they're like, well, the eyes look kind of big. And it's, when you compare the size, it's actually very short, standing in the doorway and all of these things. And then it turns into, by the third film, it turns out that the investigator that's still there in Australia that originally filmed all of this starts running into Men in Black type people.
Yeah.
Harassing him,
like
saying,
a whole lot of shit to me.
Don't show this video to people. It was all faked. Tell everybody it was faked, or else you're going to have a problem if you catch my meaning, kind of thing. It's really goes really bonkers towards the end. Then there's like this secret government informant that comes up to Chad Kalick. It's like, oh yeah, here's the deal. The government's going to release government, stuff about, UFOs and all that stuff, which actually did kind of come true, because this was well before any of these people started showing up at congressional hearings and stuff, because this is years ago. This is like almost a 10-year arc of the beginning of it to the end of it to today. I found it sort of interesting. I'm not 100% convinced, because it's certainly just literally like 2 seconds, and that's it. That's all you see.
If it's an alien, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
No. Please go ahead.
Okay, it's an alien. Why does it look so human? Besides the base, the plane, like the face looks kind of weird. I mean, it looks very humanoid. I mean, it doesn't even look like a little gray or anything. It's just like it's like a dude with a shirt on with a mask. But keep going. Yeah. Keep going. Sorry. But
it's called, they refer to it as Sir No Face, and you'll have to Google probably to get all the titles, because I don't recall it. And I know last I saw it was for free on Tubi here in the US for all 3 of the videos. And Chad Kalick has his own website or his own YouTube channel where he does periodic updates, because his government informant, which I forget what Skyfall was the name of the informant that was telling him all of these things, which not exactly, but sort of, if you look at it the right way, it's like, actually, that's exactly kind of what happened. You certainly have to go look at it like this. It's like, oh, now I see what you're saying. I'm not 100% sure of what to make of it. And I was curious if you had ever heard of it, because it's down your neck of the woods there, where you might have had a little more familiarity.
while you've been talking, I've looked it up. So to amuse myself later on in bed, I will watch it.
Wait.
Yes.
I mean,
and I'll let you.
he got huge off that too, you know. And I just thought it was such a basic. I think it was such a basic clip. Like, man, I just have a hard time believing, especially the way it was shot. And I don't know, man. I have a hard time. If I had to press me against it, I'd say it's fake. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I'll have a look. I mean, I know where you're talking about. I know where that island is. I know that part of Sydney. So I'll have a look. But I mean, yeah. So I haven't got any opinion on it because I haven't seen it. But I'll have a look. I'm always up for a giggle.
I am curious about what your input would be about that, since it's a little more local to your area than it is ours. So,
I mean, yeah. I'll have a look. There's another place I'm going to go when I'm heading down to Melbourne in a few weeks. It's in Junee. It's a haunted mansion, and I'm not going there. I don't think it's haunted, but I'm going there for sentimental reasons because it's the last place that I went with my son Stephen, because Stephen was interested in all this stuff as well. So for sentimental reasons, I'm going back to that haunted house, just because that was the last time I remember being with him somewhere like that. So I'm going to have a look, but I don't think it's haunted. It's been on Ghost Hunters International. I've just got to remember it's in Junee in New South Wales, and I've gone blank as to its name. But anyway, it's an old farmhouse that they say is haunted and all that sort of thing. But yeah, what's the kin? Someone's mentioned. I've missed it, but Monte Cristo. Thank you. Just one night, the Monte Cristo. It's a mansion there. It's very nice. It's really old. It sort of reminds me a bit of the Mackie Mansion, to be honest, in the way it's built. That time period, same sort of house. But yeah. I've been there. Nothing happened to me while I was there, but then you see, nothing ever happens to me when I'm at these places. It's very disappointing. But yet, my son at the time, he went there a couple of weeks before I went with him, and he went with his father. And he said, for whatever reason, when they were climbing the stairs there at the Monte Cristo, his camera, and he had a camera, that you got to push the button on, like old school. He said the camera just kept going and going off while they're on the stairs. And he said, and when he got the film developed, there was all sort of funny, wiggly things in the camera. And I went, oh. And I said, but that was years ago, so I never got to see those. If that had been now and he was still with us, I'd say, do you still have those photos? I'd like to have a look. But he thought that was weird that his camera kept taking pictures without him touching the button. But could have just been an odd camera. Monte Cristo, we have biscuits here called Monte something they're just cookies with cream in the middle. Good, Dee. I should talk to you about that one then. That could be interesting. All right. Dee's just saying she stayed there at that Monte Carlos. Thank you, Dee. That's the name of the biscuits. They're quite nice. Monte Carlo biscuits. Arnott's make them, I think. But yeah. But there you go. Are you okay, Crow? You still awake?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Well, look, I'll tell you what. It's 11, 12, 1, 2. I've done it again. An hour and a half I intended to stay on, and it's 3 hours. Bloody hell. How do I do this? Talk too much, but I do like it. We talk about all different sorts of things, don't we? We go from one subject to the other. I wonder whose fault that is. All right, and just to finish, yes, I'll finish up. Hang on, what's just one night say? I've had my phone camera zoom in and out without me touching it or being anywhere near it, and no internet on, so I'm not sure what's controlling it. And that was at the cemetery. Very freaky. Unless it's a self-focusing. The zoom's on self-focusing, and somehow, that's me trying to explain things, but just that or it could have been a ghost. Oh dear. All right, I am going to chuff off everybody. and go and take some medicine for my headache, which is now getting almost unbearable. And I will be on live on Christmas Eve, your time, Christmas Day, my time. Crow might be able to get time to pop in and say hello, because we'll see how he is, unless he's eaten too much for Christmas dinner and he's asleep. Isn't that right, Crow? But yeah, just and there's tons of other people in the community going live. You know, I don't think anybody will be lost for banter and silliness on Christmas Day / Christmas Eve. I believe Beardo and someone else. Is Purple Crow? I think Purple might be. But anyway, there'll be someone to tune into and have a bit of a giggle with, and certainly with myself and Enzo and I won't have a headache. I think I'll be fine. That's the plan. Yeah, Enzo will be here. Thank you, Crow, for popping in, even though people can't see. You're just it's just your voice.
The disembodied spirit of Crow.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems to be that it's just, if Crow's camera was on, I reckon it'd put him up there, but it's just weird. I'll check the settings my end in case when I've updated something, it's turned something off. It's just really weird. It shouldn't do that. But yeah, so there we go. I'll Rip and Lee, yeah, I'll get there one day. Okay, everybody, if I've missed anything important, grab me next time. Thank you again, Catherine, for giving me some coffee money. That's awesome. Thank you. Daniel, behave yourself, get better. Dee, I'll talk to you soon. Sunsafer, you'll be right. She'll be all right. And Just One Night, thank you for commenting heaps. And Tanya, thank you very much, sweetheart. I'll talk to you hopefully. And if I don't see you Christmas Day, I don't see you Christmas Day. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Bye. And yeah, off to take some headache tablets. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.